right, let's get this going.
Distance nerding.
I just realized I didn't unmute anybody.
I unmuted myself.
Oh my lord.
You are now watching and listening and eating and feeding and experiencing Distance Nerding, part of the Comic-Con Radio podcast family. Ladies and gentlemen, oh man, he's nerd culture Ryan.
How's it going, guys? Good to be here.
He's Esteban from the Comix Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? What's up?
Woo! You hear that? It's got all kinds of echo going on. I love it. He's Cam Cosplay.
And he's young Phil.
Oh, I appreciate the lovely introduction right there. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here to nerd
together.
Woo! We're talking anything pop culture, news, movies, music, food,
Yes.
comics, whatever you're nerding out on. Guys, we want to talk about it. Of course, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, all the places, all at Distance Nerding. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to get in touch with us and you want to, just kind of bare your soul with us, you can always email us at distancenerding. I'm sorry, no, I said that wrong. It's nerding at AOL.com. The running joke is when I made the graphic, you see the space between the T and the A. I have to say it that way. So there we go.
Hey, man, there was a tag team back in pro wrestling called TNA, so
Hey, there we go.
no worries, man. I'm sure Trish Stratus is loving what we're doing right now.
I would love if she did.
Oh, yes.
Friends of the show, Trish Stratus.
Mm-hmm.
Also Mickey James, but
Yes, that too, because that's her doppelganger in a way.
kind of is.
Kind of, yeah. Plus, they had a great rivalry back in the day, so yeah,
Absolutely.
good times.
Oh man, guys!
No, I was partially there for that,
and I'm jealous the entire way.
Yeah,
So guys,
you should be.
I am, man. This week on deck, actually, Cam, you want to do the names and I'll do the intros?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hold on.
Got the...
Sorry. Real quick, before we do that, we have one other person along in the chat here. He's a couple seconds late. He missed the introductions here. We are introducing also Ash from the Comix Podcast.
If we can see him.
It's a ghost.
Jeez.
Oh, there we go.
I was gonna say, where is this mystery person?
Sorry.
He's like, I don't know what's happening right now.
There you go. You finally showed up. Yeah.
Well, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This week on actually, Ash, introduce yourself, man.
Hey, I'm Ash. I'm on the Comix Podcast with Esteban. And I like cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
That is great.
I was not aware of that.
I didn't have you do like an intro because I should actually, because this is Ryan's first time on this show.
Yeah.
I need to have all three of you guys kind of introduce yourselves. So
No, I'm the new kid in school, guys.
I know, right? I'm so used to doing shows with Ryan that I was like, I'm not gonna introduce him. And then
he's so subdued when he's on my shows, but here he's like 10,000 Monster Energy drinks. Oh my God.
You're gonna find out why here in a second.
Freaking nature, this dude.
Esteban, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Hey, brother, you're muted.
With me being here, I feel like I just cursed half the studio, so it's my fault. Blame me.
All right. Sorry about that.
There you go.
There you are.
Here I am. Just like young Phil was saying, my name is Esteban. What's going on, everybody? 1/5 of the Comix Podcast. Very, very happy to be here. Very, very happy to be part of Comic-Con Radio. So super excited about that. So hopefully we go into new heights. So we'll do
That's
that.
right. This is this is not the first, but it's definitely a crossover event happening over here with Comix Podcast and Distance Nerding. We're both members of the Comic-Con Radio family here. So, but Ryan, for people who have not watched either the watch-alongs I've done with you or have not watched the interview we did with you on the build, introduce yourself, man.
Sure. Well, it's good to see everybody. Hello. How are you? My name's Ryan. I'm the host and producer of the Nerdculture YouTube channel. I also host and produce my show called And I Quote, where I interview content creators of all shapes and sizes that join us many in all corners of the nerd universe. And we just have friendly neighborhood conversations, take questions from our audience. And I've been a fan of pop culture since I was about 3 or 4. And I have no regrets. So I'm just happy to be here with you fine-looking people. And it's great to see everybody in the chat. I see people are having a wonderful conversation there. It's always good to see the chat being active and festive. It's a Festivus for the rest of us anyway. It's good to be here. So thanks for having me. This should be fun, wild, wacky, crazy, just like they did back in the 90s on Wild and Crazy Kids with Omar Gooding, Donnie Jeffco, and Jessica Gaines. So
That's
if anyone caught that reference,
Cool,
congratulations.
man.
You were in the 90s. You're a 90s kid like myself because the 90s were great.
Cool. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you. I've only been here. Thank you, kids. Thank you. Great. Man, next thing you know, they're going to reboot the show Wienerville, and I'll be the next contestant, or maybe I'll be the new host. Who knows?
God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this week's On Deck. Cam, go ahead.
Geekin' update.
Double down. We're going to Silver Age.
Woo.
Lights, camera, reaction.
Because the hunt is on.
Starting rumors.
Are we finally getting Mephisto?
And the download.
We get ta-dumbed with a bunch of news. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into that, but first, let me get a shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a nerd appreciation shout out. Shout outs to Poddex. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I lost my mouse. Ladies and gentlemen,
that's not always lost.
My mom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are brought to you by Poddex. This whole episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are a unique interview question and episode starting prompt in the palm of your hand. So if you are a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, level up with Poddex and check out poddex.com. Now, guys, use the code NERDING10 to get 10% off your order. Makes it so that you can get all the fun things. Poddex is used by many of our friends, especially with people who do interviews, or you just kind of have an idea, you get stuck on something, and you want to just do a hey, let's do an icebreaker right there. Poddex are the way to go. Also, if you are into podcaster merch, you know, famously, you guys have seen my my shirt that looks like a Supreme shirt, and then when you really look at it, it says podcaster on it. That's where I get that from. It's from Poddex. Now, Ryan mentioned it a couple seconds ago. He was just like, I don't understand where this energy comes from, and I'm going to tell you where it comes from. Ladies and gentlemen, shout outs to Dubby. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dubby is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. Dubby contains no maltodextrin, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. And guys, for those of you who are on the keto hype, it's keto friendly. Dubby contains Neurofactor. It's a neurotropic derived from the coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams, that's right, I said 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in finding out more about Dubby, head over to www.dubby.gg. Use the code NERDING10 to get 10% off your order at checkout. Again, worth it. So many different flavors, so many different ways to go. It is delicious. Ryan, I lost my mind a long time ago. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, that all being said, Ryan's just like, he's so calm on my show. Where did this come from?
He was so chill. We were
deal with.
geeking out over Captain Ron turning 30 this year, or last year, or whatever it was. So yeah, it's crazy.
Oh man, it's very different when you're on our show, right? And it's, you're about to see.
I've noticed.
It doesn't slow down and it gets worse. So with that being said, with all that being said, just
Good
be
Lord.
prepared because, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Geek Out!
Wow.
Yeah, that just
I
happened.
wonder those gummies, Ash. I think we can give those to a couple of our co-hosts, huh? Liven them up like young Phil. Jesus,
They're not gummies. It's an energy drink, and it is.
oh, it's an energy drink.
Yes, it's an energy drink.
Oh, hey man, we gotta send a couple. We gotta get a couple of those cases and send them out to a couple of our hosts because
So
Yeah.
they actually just started making individual packets.
That's right. They do one single servings now, so you don't have to buy because this little tub, like you would think that this doesn't make very much. This is 30 servings,
oh wow, okay,
right?
30.
right on.
And it's because there's no fillers, there's nothing in there. So I mean, like they can pack a lot more of it into the jar. And so 30 servings of that right there. That stuff, it lasts. And I have every single flavor and I mix the flavors and it's
So life finds a way.
finds a way.
Yeah, it's very true. Wow. That's oh my god. What have I walked into?
A lot of insanity. So so this weekend update, guys, let's talk about it, right? Distance Nerding is on Comic-Con Radio. Actually, Comix Podcast is on Comic-Con Radio. Guys, listen to Distance Nerding and our second show, A Comic Conversation, via comicconradio.com. Guys, if you look for Distance Nerding Podcast, including this episode you're listening to or watching right now is on or will be on Comic-Con Radio, as well as a new episode of Comic Conversation each week on comiccon-radio.com/podcasts. Now, along on there too, you guys have seen Geek Saga. They've been on the show, but you guys can find the Comix Podcast on there. And actually, I have a whole spot in the show for you guys to do pluggables, but I kind of want you guys to plug Comix Podcast right now because we have a chance to do it. So go ahead and plug your podcast real quick. Tell everybody what you guys do and what it's about.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Ash. You got something you want to say?
I was gonna say, due to rumors, I no longer show up nude, so no one has to deal.
Damn
with
it! All right, I'm not gonna watch it for that reason.
I'm no longer.
Yeah. So we've kind of had them tone it down a little bit. That's why he's just wearing just the cutoffs now.
Yeah.
That's why he wears just the cutoffs, but it's only a shirt. He has no bottoms on right now. So that's why the screen. That's why when he first jumped on, the screen was black, is because he was sitting down. So there's that.
I mean,
we're a show full of this chaos, making
yeah.
fun of each other. We do more like what's happening, like, oh, this guy might get casted, this guy, blah blah blah, and like what our opinions are. Depending, and we all have our own hosting style where, like, say I'll do games, Esteban does, say, trivia. If it's someone else's week, they might be doing like fun facts. So everybody else has their own style, but it's we do a drink of the week, non-sponsored, but we just what we're drinking, what we're interested in, recommendations of things we might be watching, all while trying to stay sober.
This is true.
that's the only thing that takes me out of it is staying sober. No. No, you guys definitely sound like our style of show. Like, I mean, you know, it's definitely the kind of stuff that we do too. You guys are definitely gonna have a good time as we continue on, because we're gonna get into news, we're gonna get into trailer reactions, things like that. So we're gonna have
probably get into tangents.
Oh yeah, tangents happen.
Right guy.
Hey, okay. So just as an FYI, if we do go on a tangent, Ash, you're gonna have to reel them in. I try for all of our episodes to try to reel them in, and it's fun to try to reel them in. But I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does
When
it.
I was 5.
He starts
It was
here.
awesome.
He'll start here.
That's
Okay.
usually James, and James isn't here, so
Yeah.
it's gonna get fucked up.
James and Fray.
Oh
No,
my god!
they
Like,
do. Fray are the ones that cause all the tangents.
yeah, I don't know
Exactly.
how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but he just brings it back full circle. He'll talk about when he was like 8 years old, and then in college, and then it comes back full circle to right where we were talking about. And I don't know how he does it, but every time it makes sense. Like it just comes together, and it makes perfect sense.
And that's why Weekend at Bernie's is the best movie of all time.
There you go.
You know what?
Wow. Okay. Clearly, you haven't seen enough movies.
Oh no,
It's the only
trust
movie I have on
we've
VHS.
seen more than our fair share of movies.
God.
We're constantly throwing out recommendations on
Okay.
like what Ash was saying. So we'll kind of throw out recommendations to each other, whoever the host is. So for example,
That's
like
fair.
I'll throw out like you know, I'll ask around like, okay, have you seen this movie? Okay, you haven't, so then you have to watch this movie for the next episode. Give us your take on it in the next episode, stuff like that.
I like that.
When we come to
Yeah.
when, like Ash was saying about the drinks, we kind of want to, not only are we like expanding everyone's
Yeah, that trailer never should have. The movie never should have happened. but-
We're gonna watch it.
Trust
We're gonna
me.
react
We'll
to
get
it.
into it.
Oh, I've already seen the trailer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna react to it. We're gonna discuss it.
Okay,
Trust me.
I've seen it. I've seen Aaron Taylor Johnson in some stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so we just kind of like try to expand everyone's palate, especially with
good.
like drinks and stuff like that. So yeah,
I've been a movie buff since I was born, man. So you and I would get along famously.
perfect. Let's do this.
I
Yeah.
love it. So, guys,
I just
before
bought a ton of them earlier today.
nice.
Yeah, nice.
Ryan and his movies, man. So we're gonna get into it here in a second, but before we jump
Good.
into this, because I do have a whole segment for Ryan to talk about what he did over the weekend here. But
Yeah, it was fun.
so before we get into that, guys, our next appearance, our next show,
Mhm.
Silver Age Comic-Con, July 8th at the Reno Sparks Convention Center in Nevada. Power Rangers Universe. So we got a couple of interviews that are happening here, right? We're going to be interviewing a bunch of Power Rangers, right? Brittany Ann Pirtle is an actress best known for Power Rangers Super Mega Force, the legendary battle, and Jasmeet Budwala, the Power Rangers Beast Morphers. We're going to be going behind,
Nice.
we're going to be going behind the screen with two actors from the Scream franchise, Nancy Ann Ritter and Leonora Skyfo. Now we're going to be talking anime in America with friend of the show Jackie Lastra, who's in Hunter x Hunter, One Punch Man, Pokemon, and Demon Slayer, and she's been in a bunch of other stuff too. And then of course Gray Lyle Griffin. If you're an animation fan, you know who she is. She's a juggernaut. Avatar: The Last Airbender, Pokemon. I'm sorry, Fairly Odd Parents, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Legend of Korra, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Bumblebee, and so much more. We're doing an interview called For Your Eyes Only with Raymond Benson, who is most well known as the first American author of James Bond, of the James Bond continuation novels between 1996 and 2002. 6 original novels, 3 movie novelizations, and 3 short stories, as well as the 1980s classic reference book, The James Bond Bedside Companion.
Wow.
We're going to be doing an interview called Predator Meets Andor with Brian A. Prince, who is in the suit in the 2018 Predator movie. He was the Predator, as well as in Black Panther, Civil War, and then they're going to be talking with David Chung, who's also a action actor, who's in Andor, Doctor Strange 2, Fantastic Beasts, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and his upcoming projects are, I mean, he's in the Marvels. He's going to be in Aquaman 2. He was in Batgirl, and I've gotten a chance to see a scene from Batgirl that nobody else is ever going to get to see. So sadly, it was a dope scene. But
A lot of Keaton pictures have been dropping lately from that set.
watching that scene and then watching The Flash is like, I just want more Keaton.
Interesting.
And then of course the last interview we got going on is called Patriot Games, featuring AJ Buckley, who was in CSI New York, Navy SEALs, Rush Hour, Blue Bloods, TMNT, Wolverine, and
everything.
whole bunch of different things, and the original the original Captain America, Reb Brown. That's right. He's the guy with the plastic shield and the bike, and was not Steve Rogers. And he was in Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Remember, guys, Forever Passes are only $89.99, and they get you into all of the Colossal Girl Entertainment cons.
Right. So if you're interested in going to a Colossus Girl Con, then yeah, get yourself a Forever Pass that will get you into every show for life.
Forever. Gotta love the 90s. Oh my god.
I mean, that's the only reason that we're here. There's
so much. There's so much.
So with that being said, let's talk about this takeover. Ryan, take it over for a second, man. Tell us about your Awesome Con.
Oh yeah. So I was at a show. It was a Comic-Con this past weekend. It was in Washington D.C., our nation's capital. That's my friend and I, Stephanie. That's Stephanie and I with Mike Quinn, who was Niem Nub in Return of the Jedi and the sequel trilogy and a whole bunch of other things. For what is it? He's a puppeteer and a voice, suit actor, voice actor, all that kind of jazz. So that's our pro photo op with him. That was cool. He was a nice guy. That was a lot of fun to see him, get a pro photo op with him, because pro photo ops are, good stuff. So I was there. I got my Funko Pop signed by Ashley Eckstein, who's the voice of just a little character of Ahsoka Tano. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of her. She's kind of a big deal right now. She was great. Hanging out with Ashley Eckstein for the second time is always great. Yeah, Eric Ruiz, good to see you, man. Hope everything's well in your neck of the woods, kind sir. Yeah, we should put you on the soundboard. That should be fun, because I only take from Phil, but that's okay, because hey, repeats are good. So I was there. I was walking around the convention floor. Dude, the artists at this show are just bonkers crazy. They are just insanely good looking. And this is from Tony Santiago. He did this piece of Smallville, my favorite show of all time, because I'm a Superman fan. Deal with it. Smallville is great. It's fantastic. So that was a print I got from his table. He was fantastic. I think it's 13 by 19. It's going up on my wall no matter what. He was cool. And then I got these books as early birthday gifts from my friend Stephanie. You got Rebel Rising, which tells the story of Jyn Erso. You got Catalyst, which is a Rogue One prequel, Rogue One inside of that universe novel. And then apparently, okay, this is going to shock everybody. I've never seen Stranger Things, ever. Never seen it. And hey, Phil's got a copy of that book too. Good for you.
Good book.
So she got me this book. She's like, hey, if you want to know more about Stranger Things, here's a book for you to chew on. Check it out, blah, 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 blah. So those are the books I got from her as early birthday presents. Thank you, Stephanie. I love you. So that was cool. This is somebody you got to check out this guy's art. Rob Taylor of Herofied Art. Follow this badass mamma jamma on Instagram at Herofied_art. Do it now. Do it now. He is one of the best artists going today. For me, I'm going to pull a CM Punk. He is the best in the world. Look at this guy's art. This guy is sick, twisted, out of his mind. He's got everything for everybody. He's got Star Wars. He's got Star Trek. He's got Battlestar Galactica. He's got Marvel. He's got DC. He's got Power Rangers. He's got Ninja Turtles. I mean, he's got everything under the sun. It's brilliant. Rob Taylor, you are the Mac Daddy. You are awesome. We're going to have you on my show, and I quote, very, very soon. He was showing off his Bo-Katan piece. I did not buy that piece, but don't get me wrong, Rob. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to buy it at some point and slap it on my wall because Star Wars is great. Hashtag, this is the way. So that's Rob Taylor, great guy, good friend of mine. He and I chatted up for like 5-10 minutes at his booth that weekend. Oh, my God. I can nerd out with him all day long, man. Seriously. And this was one of the most surprising cosplays I saw while I was there. This family dresses up as Kirk Fogg, the host of Legends of the Hidden Temple, and they are dressed up as the Blue Barracudas, okay, which, by the way, blue is my favorite color. Deal with it. So, Blue Barracudas, they have a pendant of life in their hands. I loved every single minute of this. I said, oh, my God, did you see the two people who were dressed up as the Purple Parrots? They're like, no, we know they're around here. We just couldn't find them. I'm like, damn, because that would have been a great family photo right there. I am not kidding you.
I love how, like, the main character on that show is basically a caricature of an entire people of mine. So it's like, oh, Olmec, Sure.
Olmec.
I mean,
Yeah.
Olmec is, it's an entire people in Central America. Thank you.
It's great, yeah. So this guy's dressed up as Kirk Fogg in the middle there. He's got the little microphone. I loved it so much. I was like, oh my god, I've never seen anyone dressed up as Kirk Fogg, the host of Legend of the Devil. I freaking love this. Where's the theme song on your soundboard there, Phil, when you need it?
Yeah.
But that was one of the coolest cosplays I saw all weekend. I was smiling from ear to ear. I'm like, can I please get a picture of you guys? They're like, yeah, absolutely. Doing the pose there with the gloves. So yeah, it was great. If you've never seen Legend of the Hidden Temple, treat yourself.
Oh,
so these are more of the pieces that I got from Rob Taylor at Hero Fight Art. # always support your friends. Always support your friends.
I was gonna say, I think I know that they had Legends of the Hidden Temple on.
It is on Paramount Plus, yeah.
Is it on Paramount Plus? Because it was on that
It
one,
is.
that one like quick channel.
Yeah, it was on Nick Gas. Yeah, Games and Sports. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, like they had it on Quibi, and then
Oh,
Quibi,
yeah. Mhm.
and I was like, oh shit, where's it gonna go now?
Yeah,
Because they
it's
did
on
another
Paramount
season.
Plus.
Yeah, they did another season of it on Quibi.
Yeah, but these are the prints I got from Rob's booth. That's got the DeLorean from Back to the Future, one of the greatest movies of all time. Back to the Future is # a perfect movie. Okay, so if you say anything else, you're wrong.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Ashley Eckstein signed that print for me as a mental health advocate myself. She's a mental health advocate as well. So it says, remember being mindful matters, which is very, very true because mental health is extremely important 100% of the time. You got your Ninja Turtles there on the far right. You got lightsabers above Ahsoka Tano's head because lightsabers are everything. This weapon is your life. And then you got an Ahsoka Tano metal bookmark right next to that because metal bookmarks are just as good as anything else, okay? Life is better when you're reading a book, and life is even better when you're using a metal bookmark. Get on it, son.
I mean, again, I don't disagree at all.
Yeah. Whoa, Wilhelm. I love that. So this dude has worked in comics, and he does his own prints too, Leo Liebelman. This guy is another one of the best artists I met that weekend. Look at this. So we got a print that represents the Dark Knight trilogy, one of the best trilogies ever made. You got Man of Steel, which just turned 10, the most underrated comic book movie ever made, because I love that movie to pieces. Henry Cavill should have been Superman for the next 20 years, but he kind of got the shorter end of the stick. I'm sorry, Henry, but you're going to land on your feet. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the other
100% agree.
Yeah, Man of Steel is criminally underrated. It is a great film. I don't care what the haters say. It's a very divisive film. That's what gave – you know what? Honestly, that movie coined the phrase divisive cinema. But I don't care because I love Man of Steel. I will always love Man of Steel. So come at me, bro. And then you got a print here that represents another great trilogy, even though they've made more of them. John Wick. You're not very good at retiring. I'm working on it. Love this trilogy. Love John Wick. He can break someone's neck. He can cash the checks faster than anyone else in the world. And he killed someone with a flippin' book. Okay? This is a guy who killed a dude with a book in John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
You can kill people with a book. He killed somebody with a pencil in the second movie. I mean, like he's a badass in general.
I mean, people keep asking me if I'm back, and I haven't really given them an answer. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking I'm back. So
take my money.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, please. Follow this guy online. Go to his website, comicarthouse.com. Look this guy up. Send him an email to get the prints. It is fantastic stuff. This guy is a beast from the East, a monster of the West. This represents 3 of my favorite movies / trilogies. So bless this man's heart. Leo Liebelman, you are going to be on my show because you're awesome. And this flippant artwork is masterpiece right here. So there you go. I love going shopping. I really do. I just buying artwork. I swear to God, I love buying artwork. This artwork, fan art, whatever you want to call it, is some of the best in the world. Anyway, Keith Tucker, I had no idea who this guy was until I saw this guy's booth, who was actually behind a friend of mine's booth. I was talking to them, and I saw this guy's booth behind him. I was like, who's this guy? And I walked over, and I'm like, oh, my God, this guy is a storyboard artist, and he worked on some of the most popular television shows and movies of all time. So this is Keith Tucker. He's a storyboard artist and a cartoonist. This guy has worked on such hit shows as Transformers from the 80s. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. Transformers. X-Men from the 90s. The Animaniacs, as you can see on his booth display there.
Nerds. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Rob Paulson. I love you. And he's also worked on Gem and the Holograms. That goes long before my time. Transformers, a little before my time. But he also worked on films like Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, one of the most popular sci-fi movies ever made. He worked on Aliens, which to me is the best of the franchise. Aliens, not Alien, but Aliens,
right,
is the best. Okay, nothing against Alien, but Aliens turns it up to 11. Okay, it turns it up to 11.
Turn it up all the way.
this guy's a storyboard artist and a cartoonist, and I said, this is really great stuff. I got to have you on the show. I mean, you are a treasure trove of stories of history here. So I took his business card, definitely already sent him an email. Keith Tucker, check your inbox. And he's going to be on my show because he's got millions of stories to tell. Because look at all this work. Look at all this work that this guy's done. It's insane.
I'm going to need you to pass the name along and have him come on our show too. So
for real. Yeah. Keith Tucker, storyboard artist. Look him up. He's online. He's fantastic.
Same.
Very good conversationalist. And oh my God. Okay. So Jeff Pesci, I hope I'm saying that right. Jeff Pesci was another artist at the convention who was there. He had a booth, a massive, giant, humongous booth filled with crazy good looking things, including metal bookmarks, which you can see down there in the left-hand corner of your screen. So I said, you know what? I don't have anything from Knight Rider. And I like Kit. I think Kit is one of the smartest, most intelligent, and most beautiful cars I've ever seen in my life. I want my own Kit. Okay, if anyone has one and is willing to sell for me for, I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
Exactly. Please just give me a call, DM me on Instagram, DM me on Facebook. I don't care. And also, he had RoboCop. I don't have anything from RoboCop. I don't. And I said, you know what? I need some more 80s in my life. So I got Kit. I got RoboCop, which it says on the bottom of that print there, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me," which is one of the best lines in cinema. It's one of the best lines ever. It is. It just is. And then you got Hunger Games. Because I don't mind some modern day stuff, okay? I can be a modern day person, okay? The classics are good, but some of the modern day stuff is good too. So I didn't have any Hunger Games in my life, and I'm like, you know what? May the odds be ever in your favor is something I say on my shows all the time. So why not display it in the Nerd Cave, guys? Why not display it with the Mockingjay symbol? Because every revolution begins with a spark. So I got those three, and then you can't really see it, but in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, that is a metal bookmark of Optimus Prime. And by the way, I asked the guy, is this from the TV show or is this more so from the movies? And he's like, no, it's actually more so the movies because he's got the Matrix in the center of his chest there. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because I didn't grow up with the show because it was before my time. I got one from the movies. It's all good. I got it. It's great. Metal bookmarks are great. And these artists that I met at AwesomeCon 2023 in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. were great. They were great. And I'm going to put a lot of these prints up on my wall, and I'm not ashamed to say it because decorating your nerd cave is what all men and women should be doing.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
I know I'm lagging it. I'm lagging it over here.
Yeah, you're lagging, man. You're lagging. You got to put
this wall right here is fun.
Yeah, but I want to see stuff behind you so I can like clap for it. I want to clap.
I know. Next time.
Man. I want some good looking stuff in your background. I want to see it big time. But anyway,
you're gonna see a lot of graded comic books back here.
Oh, I got 4 of them sitting in my collection right now. What's up, graded comic books? So those are some of the things that I saw. Those are some of the people that I had a chance to sit down and talk with while I was there at AwesomeCon 2023 with my friend Stephanie. It was great to be back in DC. It was great to be with my friend Stephanie. We had a great time. And a lot of those artists are going to be future guests on our podcast known as And I Quote, which you should check out at Nerd Culture Channel. Hashtag always be promoting. And I just love going to Comic Cons because they are, to me, I can't speak for everybody because everyone has their own flavor. Comic Cons are the best things since sliced bread. I love Comic Con because going to Comic Cons, you're with your tribe. You get to geek out over what you love. You get to discover new things, whatever it may be. And you get to network. And networking is very important. No matter what industry you're in, networking is extremely important. So... And it's a good thing I brought extra business cards, Phil, because if I didn't bring those extra business cards, they wouldn't know who the frack I am. So thank you, extra business cards that I had in my Comic-Con bag in my wallet.
I dig it. Well, we do got to move on, man. Ryan.
Yeah, I love it, man. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. That's basically the bottom line because Ryan the quote said so.
There you go. Well, because he had to bring it up real quick, just before we jump into trailers, we have a mouse that wants to say something to everybody here. Just give us a moment there.
Hi. Oh. Hey, Dad. Hello. Pinky here, the really genius half of Pinky in the Brain. When Brain and I are planning to take over the world, the only podcast Brain allows me to listen to is the Distance Nerding podcast. So, listen, or Brain will bop you on the head. Nerf.
Thank you, Pinky. We appreciate it. All right. So let's get into this, guys, because it is now time for lights, camera, reaction. And of course, I didn't put the graphic on the screen because
you have failed this live stream.
Dropping the ball there, Phil.
Boom. Where's Stephen Amell when you need him?
I know, right?
We got to get Stephen on this show. He would love it.
So let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some lights, camera, reaction.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
All right. I am not super excited to watch this again. And it's
Neither.
because I so many bad things with this trailer that I just see nothing but Morbius again. It's Morbin time all over again.
You mean you're not craven to watch this trailer all over again?
Absolutely.
Hey, who's out of town?
There it is. You know what's funny is that's what's going to happen. Is
Thank you. Thank you.
This trailer was Craven in its own. So before we play the trailer, I'm sure we've all seen it, right? But I mean, like before we watch the trailer, expectations before seeing the trailer. What were your guys' kind of expectations before you saw the trailer? And then we're gonna watch the trailer and then we're gonna get into it. And just God. Cam, give me your kind of like quick expectation on the trailer itself.
I was hoping that this was going to be good. Saw the trailer, and now I'm disappointed.
Absolutely. Ash, oh shit. What was your reaction on this?
Kind of when I heard the casting in the beginning, I was kind of like, because I'm used to. Do you guys remember the Marvel 1 cards and the Marvel 2, and then there's a hologram on the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be like an older dude, and I was kind of thinking it would have been Jeffrey Dean Morgan, kind of.
That would be dope. Yeah.
I like that.
And then it was a young guy, so I figured to balance, I guess, against Tom Holland. So I was like, okay, whatever. So that's kind of what I was expecting, is kind of that. But then, much like anybody else, the hero, they kind of have to match ages at least, so it's not all, Old Man River versus fucking. Oh, sorry. Gosh darn.
Say what you want, man.
Okay, I didn't know. Once I heard fracking, I was like, I didn't know if we could cuss.
No, that's the Brian thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just me. Just me that stays family friendly 9 times out of 10.
So I didn't know, and then again, I don't know. Side note, I know we talked about tangents. Have you guys seen Bullet Train?
Yes.
Not
Again,
yet.
God damn it
Not
with
yet.
this, man.
Hell, it's sleeker
Every
than
time.
the dolphin's nose on the back of that bullet train. How the hell in loafers is he staying on the bullet train when he's climbing back to get back into the bullet train?
Because it's a movie.
Oh, okay.
Come on, it's every time. Every time he brings this up.
You got to suspend disbelief, man. There's a lot of crazy shit that's happening in that movie that's not. That's not.
I had Batman Forever's back and for a while, so I suspend my disbelief.
Hashtag release
And I'm a
the
wrestling
Schumacher cut.
Yes.
God,
And I'm a wrestling
that
fan.
movie,
So again,
that movie is
disbelief.
why I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson could be a good Craven. But I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
you know,
And then but yeah, that's so as far as expectations, that's what I was expecting. Somebody Jeffrey Dean Morgan status.
Gotcha. Esteban, what were your expectations before seeing the trailer?
Look, I'm gonna be like 100% honest. When Sony started talking about this whole spin-off thing and trying to build the Sinister Six, and then having them all come together, it was gonna be a bad idea to begin with. I mean, Morbius was crap. Okay. Craven, I see the trailer and I'm like, I want it to be good. I really wanted it to be good, but the moment where it's just kind of like I got real like Island of Dr. Moreau vibes from Russell Crowe's character. Okay, so I got a lot of that from him. I wanted it to be good. But it's just like, look, man, you're telling me that he got his powers from, being attacked by a lion, when in the comic books he actually got it was a witch doctor that gave him a potion that gave him his powers.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like, okay. I mean,
I'm with you on this. We're gonna discuss it. We'll try not to stay too long on it, but we will discuss kind of like our issues with the trailer and everything.
You know,
so.
and then to hear that Bad Bunny's going to be playing another one, and then just like, come on, man. Like,
and he's playing a character that's like El Muerto, right? He's playing a
El Muerto,
that's like so obscure.
That's what I mean. And I'm just like, that's not Sinister Six. Like,
No.
Come on. Like, I understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for, you know, expanding the palette and getting people to know and see new things. I get it. Trust me. It's like, I honestly feel that Hollywood is starting to run out of ideas. So we are now rebooting and reshaping and redoing everything, you know. I mean, there's a new White Men Can't Jump on Hulu. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? Like they're running out of ideas, you know.
Absolutely.
So, and don't get me wrong. Again, sorry, this is a tangent, but we now as adults grew up with this stuff, so now we are in charge of the movies right now. We really are, you know, because we have the MCU, we have the new DCU that's coming out, we have everything that's coming our way. So why not make it the way we want it to work? Why, you know? And I get it. It's all politics and it's all red tape and all this other stuff, but I really wanted this one to be good because I really like Kraven the Hunter. I really did, you know?
Right. Ryan, what were your expectations going into this? Especially being a movie guy, what were your expectations before seeing the trailer?
Oh, okay. So before, I didn't want to believe this movie was actually being made, because when I heard the news that they were coming out with another villain-centered type movie with this actor, some dude named Aaron so-and-so Johnson, who can't act his way of a paper bag 90% of the time of his career, I'm like, why? I don't get it. How can you have a movie about a villain without a protagonist? Like, movies have existed for hundreds of years because there's a protagonist and an antagonist. And in these movies that have been coming out nowadays, especially with Kraven the Hunter, you've had, what was the one that came out? You had Morbius, you had Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. And then you had flippin', what was, I can't remember the other one. But anyway, you've had, Joker. Joker was the other one. It's like, why? I saw that movie with my friend on his birthday. Okay. So don't come at me for that. But why make all these movies about villains that we don't really want to root for? They're villains.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. And by the way, Aaron Taylor Johnson doesn't even have an accent as this character. I'm like, Kraven the Hunter has an accent. Like, this comic book character is from a certain ethnicity and country, and you got a dude named Aaron Taylor Johnson playing him?
Yeah.
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're making villain movies without a protagonist. And by the way, there are three things you need to have in a movie: an antagonist, a protagonist, and a MacGuffin. All we have is the antagonist in this trailer. So I don't know why I need to root for it.
And he's not much of an antagonist if you want, once we see the trailer here. So expectations going into it, I already knew that Sony was going to screw this up. And it's because Sony does not know how to make superhero movies at all. They did not make decent Spider-Man movies, and everybody will make their arguments about the Tobey Maguire movies. It's kind of like they don't really hold up for me. And it's like going back and watch. Aside from Spider-Man 2, I'll give, because they had such an amazing Doc Ock performance in that saved it for me. But then they screwed it up in the third movie. Because Venom was terrible. They used the smallest guy possible to play Venom. They decided
it had nothing to do with the dancing. It had nothing to do with the dancing. Your gripe is about Venom and not the dancing.
Oh, the dancing was going to be my next.
Emo Peter Parker.
Peter Parker pissed me off. For what reason?
Topher Grace as Venom. That makes no sense to me.
Stupid. It's the dumbest thing. Like, you can't even do a Flash Thompson. Joe Manganiello played Flash Thompson. How come you could have just skipped over and did Flash Thompson as Venom? And it would have been fine. Like Joe Manganiello played a dickhead and it was fine.
Breaking your teeth, that's the accident.
Exactly. And we get into the Amazing Spider-Man. Again, I have my pluses and minuses with that. Like, I've got my good things with that. I have my problems with the things that they did there. I thought the Lizard was great. I thought the fact that they decided to go with the Gwen Stacy Peter Parker storyline, which is what it should have been.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone did a great job as Gwen Stacy. Again, in the second movie, there were decisions that were made that I was just not really feeling this stuff. And then we get Marvel taking over Spider-Man. I've had nothing bad to say about any of that, because even the things that they've changed have been for the good. It's stuff that would be a good comic book in itself. And I'm fine with the stuff that they're doing in the MCU, right? But then Sony decides, well, we want to make money too, even though we're not
villain movies.
We're not making all of the money from the Spider-Man movies because Disney's getting some of it. So we have to do a Spider-Verse. If they would have just stuck with the animated movies, I would have been much happier, right? Those animated movies, both of them so far have been perfect.
Yes.
Right? You do Miles Morales. They've done it perfectly fine. Peter Parker has been great. They've done Gwen Stacy amazingly.
Spider-Gwen, yeah.
Yeah, the way that they've done Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse movies is great. These villain movies are unnecessary. Mobius was terrible. Morbius.
Is it Mobius? What's his name? Oh yeah, Morbius. Yeah. See, no one remembers because no one remembers that movie. It's okay.
It's so bad. I'm forgetting the name of a B-list villain in the comics.
B-list.
Morbius is not that big of a villain in the comics for him to get his own movie.
Yeah, he was only in like 4 or 5 episodes of the '90s show that I watched as a kid.
He's half a scene at best in one of the movies. And then they decide Kraven the Hunter, who is a major Spider-Man villain.
Kraven's Last Hunt, anybody?
Kraven's Last Hunt, one of the
great
best Spider-Man storylines. Exactly.
Yep. I have the Marvel Epic Collection paperback to prove it.
But I mean, like, Kraven the Hunter, we're going to get into it right here, right now. But Kraven, we don't need this. We don't. It's going to do the same thing that Morbius did. It's going to tank. Nobody's going to go see it. And Sony's going to be like, but what are we doing wrong? Maybe we can fix it with Madam Web.
Maybe we can do it with a Rhino movie.
I'd rather go watch The Flash again than watch this movie.
Want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Yeah.
If you can't tell already,
it really pisses me off to no end.
All right, so
let's go to the actual trailer now.
Yeah, so let's actually get to the trailer. Again, it's been pissing me off.
3-minute trailer, great.
Yeah.
That gives away the whole movie, by the way.
Yeah.
God.
All the trailers nowadays give away the whole freaking movie, Hollywood. Way to go.
Not happy for this. Remember, guys, we have to talk over it or otherwise we get pulled down. So please give me your reactions. I need to hear all of your
It's good to see my boy Russell Crowe again. I mean, speaking of Man of Steel, he did play a great trailer, aka the end of the movie.
But that's exactly that's exactly what
the post-credit scene.
Now here's the thing, right? That may be the only thing that may be salvageable in that is we're probably going to get a proper Rhino origin story.
Yeah.
Right? It's that he's like we may actually get a Rhino instead of it being like the one in Amazing Spider-Man where he's just a Russian.
Oh my God, Paul Giamatti, what were they thinking with that?
Yeah, like he's gonna be a dude that basically has his DNA spliced with the fucking Rhino. So I mean, like that's what it kind of seems like, and it's kind of like okay, we may get a proper Rhino, but again, like even looking at the tagline, it said what did it say? It said villains aren't made, villains
aren't born, they're made.
Yeah. I don't.
That's basically a reverse tagline of Iron Man.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
because heroes aren't born; they're made. Iron Man, which, by the way, Iron Man just turned 15. Happy 15th to Iron Man, and happy 15th to the Incredible Hulk, which just dropped on Disney Plus. # not a sponsor.
Kraven did it for America.
He did it for America. Yeah, all you need to do is get bit by a lion in the middle of nowhere.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I will give him that. James in the chat just said special effects in Kraven is better than the Flash.
Wow. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Some of the CGI in the Flash took me out of it. We're not going to talk about that. That's
I haven't seen Flash yet.
Yeah,
neither have I.
I have my there's a lot more positives than negatives, but some of the negatives did take me out of the movie. So
nice.
James
Navarro says rate it.
No, that's what we're doing. That's
this movie does not even get a rating.
No,
dude, this movie never happened.
Yeah, I know, right? As much as we don't want to do it, guys, everybody give a rating now. Cam, I want you to do it first because I want you to give everybody an example of how we do ratings on the show.
Go for it.
I'm going to give it a 1 drops of lion's blood out of 10 Russell Crowes trying to do a Russian accent.
That's good. It's a good one. Ryan, you are our movie expert. Give us your rating.
Oh my God. So, okay, I rate my movies and trailers are different, but movies on a scale of 1 to 10. So, I'm gonna give this a 0. I don't care. This movie doesn't exist. It never happened. Never should have happened. Just like that movie Solo, a Star Wars story, never should have happened because no one asked for it. No one asked for a Kraven the Hunter movie. No one asked for a Morbius. No one asked for a Venom. No one asked for a Carnage movie. Like no one asked for any of those.
Absolutely
and yet you continue to make them. I don't get it. Just like my good friend Tom Hanks says, I still don't get it. So, like 0. And by the way, they do a scale on Talkville where Rosenbaum gives a rating between 3 roses or 3 bombs or a heater. I'm giving this 3 bombs.
Yeah.
Because it's terrible. It's garbage. It's trash. It's garbage. Get out of here. Yeah, it never happened.
Yeah. That's what we're giving you.
Thank you. Appreciate the soundboard, bro.
Actually, no, I got a soundbite perfect for you right here. This is gonna tell. It's gonna convey how we all feel before I get into comics and how you guys feel about it.
Yeah.
All right, Esteban, give me your rating, man, out of 10.
Love it.
Out of 10,
yeah,
half. I'll give it half.
You get half
0.5.
I'll give it 0.5. It would have been a 1, but you guys made me watch the trailer again, so I'm giving it half now.
Oh God, I love what James just said in the chat right now. He said he's giving it 0 credibilities out of 10, proving Scorsese's right.
That's a good one. Yeah,
wow,
a good one.
We all know how Scorsese loves to throw comic book movies under a bus.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
More like 10 buses for Scorsese.
I'll give it half of a point, only because the brutality that I saw in the trailer, because we all already know that this is going to be a rated R film and it's going to be a lot of blood and gore. So
that's why it was a Red Band trailer.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see a lot more bear traps being thrown at people and body parts being ripped off and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why I give it a half point, is because of the possible gore. Bloodshed.
Oh, sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, Ash, give me your rating, man, out of 10 here.
I'm gonna give it a 1 James Ellsworth match out of 10 Dolph Ziggler promos.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Wow, that's a throwback. Dolph Ziggler. Holy crap.
God, Dolph Ziggler's still around, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Not his matches, his promos.
Yeah.
Wasn't he dating Vicky Guerrero for a while though?
Storyline wise, not actually.
Yeah, not in reality, but for maybe storyline. I was like, dude, that's so gross. I'm sorry.
I'm giving this 1 ears bitten off of somebody's face.
Like what was it, Mike Tyson biting the ear off a guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm giving this 1 Mike Tyson bite out of 10.
Feel it coming in the air tonight. Yeah.
Out of 10 unnecessary wannabe Tom Cruise runs. So
I love the way Tom Cruise runs, man. I love the way he runs.
No, but what I'm saying is Tom Cruise has to sprint in every movie.
Oh, that's true. He does.
The whole first half of this trailer was him just sprinting unnecessarily. So,
thank you, James, for clarifying for me.
What do you say?
Oh, really? He was dating one of the Bellas? Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah, he was.
That's crazy.
Dated Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella. I'm not going to say it. Let's.
No.
Did you have an interaction with her that didn't go over well?
No. I was going to say she got around, but I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
Glad you didn't say it.
Touche.
Yeah, and if I ever interview Nikki Bella, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying, James.
So yeah, let's
talk about a better trailer. Let's talk about a much better trailer, right?
Well, no. So that was the only trailer we had on the show this week. So,
oh man,
yeah,
let's watch some better trailers like Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
I know, right? We've already done those trailers, man. So with that, let's get into the news here, guys, because we're done with this terrible trailer. Let's get into some things that we can get.
Let's get a ray of sunshine.
Yeah. Exactly, because ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to start some rumors.
I don't know any.
Okay, there we go, ladies.
Good. I like that. I like the positive vibes. I like that.
Let's get into this, guys. We're going to start some rumors. We got one rumor this week, and the rumor
One and
we have,
only one.
only one.
There
The
can be
rumor-
only one.
Exactly.
New details on Mephisto's possible role in MCU's Ironheart series. New details have surfaced regarding the appearance of Mephisto in the upcoming Disney Plus series Ironheart. Thanks to movie insider Can We Get Toast, we've learned that Mephisto will apparently appear mostly in his human form in this series instead of his demon form. It is explained that it will feature only glimpses of his true demonic appearance. It was also reported that the villain in the series, the Hood, will be stealing tech for Mephisto, and that tech will be used to build an advanced biosuit in the series. The series is said to have magic versus tech theme.
So I like the idea of him being like the overarching villain kind of thing. Like that the character that we're getting is kind of like, not the big bad. Just I think it's a good idea,
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Don't all rush at once.
I think it's finally time for
Everybody take me
Mephisto.
at
They've
once.
been teasing him too long.
I'm honestly, I'm kind of like, again, really another Mephisto rumor. Like I'm honestly, I'm kind of waiting until it actually happens. You know what I mean? When we first thought I was going to be Mephisto, we got a Ralph Boner. So that's why I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of like, you know what, man? So we hear Mephisto this, Mephisto that. Mephisto's probably going to be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Mephisto's going to be here. Mephisto's going to be there. So to be quite honest, I'm burnt out on Mephisto. If he shows up in Ironheart, cool. I'm happy. Finally, okay. The fact that we are getting the Hood as a villain in Ironheart, I think that's pretty cool. I think what's his name? I know he came out in Transformers. He came out in Anthony. Forget his last name.
Anthony Ramos?
Yes, thank you. He's supposed to play the Hood. Mephisto is a Skrull. That would be dope.
That would be dope, James.
That would be dope.
I'm calling my band Rough Boner.
Ooh. Okay.
Hey, don't get your band canceled before you even start, dude.
Yeah, they won't book you in the clubs.
So I mean, going off on that, guys, tacos on the table. Yes, and again, I'm going to have Cam kind of do the example on this. But tacos on the table. Are we getting Mephisto in the series? Just in general. I mean, Cam, explain tacos on the table here.
I'm going to go tacos on the table because even if it's just a scene of Mephisto, it would be great. But tacos on the table.
Okay. I would say my tacos are also on the table for this. I think that I do think we're gonna get Mephisto. I think that I love the idea of Sacha Baron Cohen playing Mephisto because Sacha Baron Cohen can play both, a character with a lot of pathos in him, but then at the same time he can play like comedic parts and things like that. So obviously we know he's a comedy. That's what he's known for, but he's also been like slowly getting into more serious roles, and I kind of want to see more of that. Like I would love to see him kind of like playing around with things, but then when he gets serious, he just turns it on, and it's like he's terrifying, and that's kind of what I want. Ryan, tacos on or off the table for this?
Tacos on or off the table? I haven't heard that one. For me, this is new to me, guys. I'm gonna say tacos off the table.
They're off the table, so you don't think Mephisto is going to be in the series?
Nah, I think they're gonna put him in the freezer and put him in deep freeze and wait for a little while longer before they make the big reveal to the 7 billion people who may or may not be still watching the MCU, or what's left of it anyway. So, yeah.
For Eric Voss.
Yeah. So, yeah. But for me, this is the tacos. Tacos are off the table, man.
Tacos are off the table.
Yeah,
All
they're
right.
off the table. They're not on the table.
Tacos on or off the table, brother?
I'm gonna say that they're not, but also that he is, in that when the final reveal happens, all the rumors of that whatever, they're gonna probably make sense of. He was in the background, blah blah blah. Here, he was in the, like, you know what I mean. So I'm thinking he's not gonna be in the series, but the reveal is he's gonna be a form of him. Is gonna be in each little rumor, that just to give kind of like, not relevancy, that's not the word I want. Just to give kind of credence to everything that has been said.
Right. No, that makes sense. And I think that's a smart idea for them to kind of do it, is that he's been there the entire time, and kind of like do kind of like what they did with Mysterio, right? Where it's like he was in the background the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, when we were, sorry, man. Even when we were watching WandaVision, like, oh, did you see that thing in the background? That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that totally belongs to Mephisto. Like, do you remember every week was something new that like was Mephisto?
But I mean, technically, you can bring in Mephisto just because the Darkhold is there, right? And Mephisto has a lot of ties with the Darkhold and with all that. Like, I see him showing up in Agatha, Coven of Chaos too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
that could be taken dirty, but I won't do that.
Esteban, what tacos on or off the table, man?
I'm gonna say off the table, only because it's like since WandaVision we've been getting a tease about Mephisto. So it's been what? How long has it been since WandaVision? Like 2-3 years, something like that, give or take. You know, and you know, it's I'm gonna say off the table. I do like the fact that, like you were saying, Sacha Baron Cohen playing Mephisto. I think he has great range for that. I think he would be an amazing fit for that. But I don't think it's going to be an Ironheart. Like you said, I see him showing up more in the Agatha show.
Right. And I mean, it would make sense for him to show up in Agatha Chaos, just because, again, he has so many ties to the Darkhold.
Right. You know, like I can see it like him showing up and saying, "Oh, like you failed to grab the Scarlet Witch for us or for me or whatever," you know, and then it just
probably just the voice, not even him, just the voice.
Kind of how they did Blade at the end of Eternals.
Yeah, at the end of Eternals, the whole Blade thing, yeah. So,
and I mean, again, like, you know, the whole thing with having Mephisto show up, like, you know, Mephisto technically wrote the Darkhold, so it's like, you know, like to kind of do that, talk about his ties to Wonder Gore and things like that. Like, it kind of what Ash was saying before is like, you know, there's a lot of things where they can tie him in and say, oh, he was present here, or he had something to do with this and things like that. You know, like
can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Two, if he is gonna be the Thanos of this phase.
Mm-hmm.
With this and the TV shows, it's got to be a longer stretch of. It can't be just in the movies of like, oh, now I have the gauntlet. Now, like, it has to be a longer stretch of little spices of him. You know what I mean? If he's going to be that.
And I mean, same thing with like Kang. You know, I mean, we're up in the air with Kang the Conqueror right now, but I mean, like, you know, at Kang, they've been doing like that slow build up, and we've been getting more and more of Kang, where we're seeing him as more of a credible threat, and like it's starting to make more and more sense of like how he's going to be the big threat and the big bad, because there's so many different variants of him that if you kill one, then another one comes, you know.
I was kind of wondering how in Ant-Man they were going to take him out, because he's taking out full-on planet, so I didn't know like how they were going to do that, but it kind of made sense. I'm not trying to bring up other stuff, but yeah, you're right. The next version of him is going to be even worse than that.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, they're doing Victor Timely, obviously, in the next one, but it's like, you know, we won't get into this, but like, it's kind of like, because I can talk a lot about like that version of Kang, like how he was supposed to be the one that defeated all different variants of Avengers, but Ant-Man beat him. So, but you know, that's it for the rumors. So that's the only one we got this week. So thanks for all the tacos there, guys. Let's Let's move on, and we're going to talk some news here because it is now time
for the download.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The internet is blasting us all in our faces right now. The internet all over your face. Just
disgusting.
Loving it right
That's
now.
what that was.
Guys, check out the Distance Nerding post for more news, all the trailers, reactions. Let us know what you're nerding out on this week. We've got all kinds of trailers in the Nerdington post.
We're still calling it Distance Nerdington post? I thought it was mine.
Oh, that's right. Cam's corner, because Cam pretty much is doing all of our news in the Nerdington post at this point. So, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, head over to the Nerdington post on Facebook. Join, post your memes, have fun. Same thing in the Discord. We're having a whole bunch of fun in the Discord, dropping memes and
we are
having discussions and stuff like that. So, with that being said, guys, let's get into this first story. We're gonna knock out the sad news before we get into the rest of the news that we have here.
The
and
everybody weekend we had.
Yeah, and everybody else, everybody that's on this podcast with us today. I know all of you guys are sad for this. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with losing a legend. Iconic comic book artist John Romita Sr. has passed away at the age of 93. The news of his death was shared by his son and fellow comic book artist John Romita Jr. He's mostly known for his work in Marvel Comics, The Amazing Spider-Man. He also co-created characters such as Mary Jane Watson, Wolverine, Luke Cage, Bullseye, and The Punisher. He worked for Timely Comics, which ended up being Marvel Comics. This is where we met Stan Lee before being drafted into the Army. In the 1950s, he worked for DC Comics, but it was in the 1960s that Romita joined Marvel Comics and became the principal artist on The Amazing Spider-Man, taking over from Steve Ditko. It's here where the career flourished. Romita's work on Spider-Man is widely regarded as some of the most influential and defining in the character's history. Beyond Spider-Man, Romita worked on various Marvel titles, including Daredevil, The Avengers, The Iron Man, leaving his mark on each series. His storytelling skills were fantastic as he managed to bring depth and humanity to his characters, making them relatable and engaging. In the 1970s, he transitioned into the roles of art director and editor at Marvel, where he continued to shape the visual direction of the company's publications and was also behind Monica Rambeau's Captain Marvel debut in 1982. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, in a moment of silence right here, thank you, John, for everything you contributed to the comic world. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Just like you said, we lost a legend. You can tell he's had so many iconic runs in Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of the cover arts, the famous cover arts, Spider-Man No More. I mean, to name a few, it's just like, it's iconic. You see it and that's Romita Sr.
Right.
For a lot of the stuff when his son got into it, when Romita Jr. got into it, you can tell it's like that's Romita artwork. It's undeniable. You can't mistake Romita artwork, period. Whether it's
the influence in his dad in all of his work.
Oh, absolutely. I had the honor of meeting Junior, and I got a couple books signed from him. He had, when Junior had his run on Punisher Warzone, he did Punisher Warzone,
Right.
So yeah, it's just the influences, man. We are seeing these legends, grew up with these legends. Our parents grew up with these legends, family members and stuff like that. So seeing them go, it is tough, to see that, because now you see where everyone gets their they take, for inspiration from,
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing, that we got to still be around when Romita Sr. was here. We were still around when Stan Lee was still here. sorry to say, gentlemen, but we're getting up to that age where a lot of the artists and the actors that we love to grow up with, they're getting up there, and it's coming to the point where it's going to break our hearts when we see these legends go. Pacino, De Niro, we
lost Betty White, and I cried for days.
Yeah. Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Come on. She's amazing. She was amazing.
I'm a giant Golden Girls fan.
She was amazing. When Carrie Fisher left, it was just, dude, heartbreaking. Yeah, heartbreaking for all this stuff. So, but yeah, it's he's a living legend. He was a living legend, man. And you're never gonna see. You'll never look at.
Oh. All right, I think we're back.
Oh, yeah.
Something crazy happened there. All right.
Yeah, that was weird.
Ash, your thoughts, man?
It was Senior thanking us for everything.
Yeah, I know, right?
In all honesty, like I wasn't paying attention to artists until Image Comics.
Okay.
Like Rob Liefeld and like McFarlane, like
Jim
so I
Lee.
wasn't really paying attention. But once for our show, when we told that to each other, and because we have our little chat, and like these might be subjects we'll talk about this week. When I actually read what was shared, like I didn't know to appreciate him until sadly his passing, and then obviously this conversation. So now, like, it's a name I'll look for on the stuff on the comics that I have. Clearly very sad, because as kind of nerds, just because it doesn't affect me directly, once it affects kind of like our universe, it's fucking sad. You know what I mean? Like I hope that made sense.
Yeah.
Because that sense of loss does translate within our little world amongst ourselves, I mean.
Right. Ryan, I know you're a big comic fan. What are your thoughts on the passing of John Romita Sr.?
Yeah, it's we've been losing a lot of legends lately in the comic book industry and other industries too. But yeah, this is a loss. It's a big one. I've heard his name a couple times as I've been at conventions. I think Romita Jr. does shows every year. I think he's at conventions doing signings and all that kind of jazz, or remarks, that kind of deal. So when I heard about this, I was like, man, another legend gone. It's crazy. Rest in peace to John Romita Sr., truly a legend. Did so many wonderful, incredible things for comics. Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, for some people, when it comes to Spider-Man comics, one of the first names you think of is John Romita Sr. So that's something to definitely remember. And if you don't know much, if you want to learn your comic book history, go to your local comic shop. # always support your local comic shop, and buy some comics that feature his artwork, because he's a legend. He did so much in his career that it would be good to have some of those in your collection and go back and read them over again and that kind of deal. So huge loss, but my hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the Romita family and his friends and all that jazz. So yeah, R.I.P. John Romita Sr. Absolutely amazing Spider-Man is your run, all the things you've done for all these different characters. It's not going to be forgotten. Truly, it won't. So there you go.
Right. Cam, what are your thoughts?
Just, another huge loss to the comic book industry. Just they're dropping like flies, it seems like. As after Stan, it just seems like they're starting to drop like flies.
And remember, I mean, like, Stan was born in the 20s. So I mean, like it's like, we just because of how active they are, we forget how
old they are.
How old they are. Like Stan was still super active up until like the day he died.
Yes, he was. But yeah, I just huge loss for Marvel
and for us generally. But I mean, we can continue to look back on his work and the
praise him
that he made, because again, just looking into the fact that he not only created, just did amazing artwork. But I mean, he gave us so many amazing characters like Mary Jane Watson, Wolverine, Luke Cage, Bullseye, the Punisher. Like it's funny how they did an interview with John Romita about like how he felt about like so many different groups using the Punisher symbol, and he was like, yeah, these are all the people that the Punisher would be killing right now. I thought that was funny, just because the way it was just like just rebuking the way that people use that symbol, and it's yeah, we'll leave it at that. Again, thank you, John, for everything that you contributed to all of our collective nerddom and the things that we love. So moving on, getting out of the sad news here, moving on to some ta-dum news.
And that sound effect too, that's very familiar.
We just added that just for tonight.
Brilliant.
Just for tonight,
brilliant.
just for today's show.
Oh, just for today. Okay.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, the director, Chris Hemsworth and director Sam Hargrave recently showed up at Netflix's Ta-Dum event to announce that they are developing Extraction 3. So we have a Extraction synopsis. Extraction synopsis. There are no details to share on the third movie, but the franchise centers on a Black Ops mercenary, Tyler Rake. In the first film, Tyler embarks on a mission to save an Indian crime lord's son, and he finds himself on the brink of death. Extraction 2 picks up with Tyler recovering from the mission from the first film, but then decides to jump into another dangerous adventure to save the family of a Georgian gangster. Extraction and Extraction 2 are currently available to stream on Netflix. How do you guys feel about Extraction 3? Should actually ask, have you guys seen any of the Extraction franchise?
Negative.
I've not yet.
Negative. All I know is that Chris Hemsworth is getting a really good paycheck.
Yeah.
And he's got work to do after Thor, because all I look at when I look at you, Chris, and Chris, I know you watch this show, all I see is Thor when I look at you. That's all I see. But you know what? That's not a bad thing, because when some actors go to conventions, they're only known for one big hit show, and that's okay. It really is. There's no shame in that, Chris. And when I do meet you at a Comic-Con one of these days, because Lord knows I'm going to get my VIP pass because I deserve one. When I see you, Chris, I'll say, you know what? I actually like some of the stuff you did in that, what was it called? The Red Dawn remake. You know what? I like some of the things you did in that. I did. I really did. But other than that, Chris, I don't see anything other than Thor. I mean, honest to God.
I'll definitely say if you like action movies, and I mean it's really well done in the vein of like John Wick. Check out Extraction. It's actually it's actually really good. I've seen the first one. I haven't watched the second one yet. But it's the movie's really good.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to watching them. I'm not. I would definitely watch, because I mean, who doesn't like action movies? Come on, guys. Yeah, I'm down for one. Plus, he cut his hair. I'm so used to seeing the Thor cut, but all of a sudden, short hair in all these movies. It's like, dude, Chris, you actually have real hair. You actually have hair that's not hair?
So, fun fact, he actually cut his hair. The reason that he cut his hair in Thor Ragnarok was because he was cutting his hair for this movie.
There you go. And that's all good. Chris, you're getting a paycheck. You are training hard for these movies because you like to post your workout videos on your Instagram. So that's fine. It's all good. Listen, you're in better shape than I am, and that's okay. I'm not ashamed to say I lost that fight. It's okay. It's all good.
Ryan, you look like you could beat up Hemsworth.
Yeah, and I'm wearing this shirt, baby. Yeah. Absolutely
wearing that shirt, which, by the way, available now at all places, Distance Nerding. All right.
Yeah, right here. Right here, baby. Shameless plug, guys. Shameless plug.
Exactly. Cam, go ahead and take the next one.
Get to the chopper! Get to the upside down!
Stranger Things continues with its love letters to iconic actors from the 80s. We've had Sean Astin, Winona Ryder. We've had Robert Englund and Carrie Elwes on each season. Linda Hamilton, best known for playing Sarah Connor in the Terminator franchise, has been cast in the 5th and final season of Stranger Things.
Right.
There's no detail on the character that Hamilton will be playing. Thoughts?
Thank you,
gentlemen?
Netflix.
No, hold on. So I have to respond to something that James is talking smack in the chat right now. So
Oh,
he
is
says
he?
we got merch, people. Not
We
that,
do.
Not that Phil knows it. James, I'm actually wearing a distance nerding shirt right now, man.
So is Ryan. Ryan's wearing one too.
Okay, I'm rocking our special edition Halloween shirt right now. All right, so
Nice.
suck it, bro.
I got 2 words for you. Nothing on the soundboard, dude. I am so surprised you don't have some pro wrestling stuff. On
I don't have suck it, so I was.
What?
I do like the Stone Cold one though.
What?
All right,
Love it.
but
Love
yeah,
it.
So thoughts on Linda Hamilton joining Stranger Things now. After seeing her in Dark Fate, I know that she can still
Movie
do
never
action
happened.
franchises. Regardless of how you feel about that movie or anything, she can still do action scenes. She can still do action.
Yeah. She can carry herself, absolutely.
She still carries. She still very much carries the scene very
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So
So my thoughts was I don't know what to believe with the Duffers right now. At the end of 4, they said that they were not adding anybody new to the cast
Liars.
for 5, and we got this announcement this weekend. So I don't even know if they're filming anything right now. They say they aren't because of the strike, but who really knows?
I bet you she's not going to be a character that is like integral to the story.
Yeah.
Right. 100%. She's going to be like a teacher or something like that.
Probably,
It'll be a
but
5-minute
still.
cameo.
Right.
Yeah, it'll probably be a cameo like Robert Englund was in 4.
Yeah. She'll get paid $5 million for a 5-minute cameo, just like Marlon Brando was paid $1 million to be in Superman 78 for like 5 minutes.
What?
Oh, it's Stone Cold. I love it.
But yeah, I mean,
Can't help it. That's it. That's a nice speculation there, James. That's very nice. Yeah,
I love
she's
it.
been in the
Okay,
MCU this
okay,
whole time.
James, you want to bring that up? Then Eddie has actually been in the series the whole entire time because we've
He's
gotten
been-
background shots of him.
I mean, he did go to school with them, so
Hey, she is 80s slash sci-fi action horror royalty. So if she wants to be in Stranger Things, go right ahead.
exactly. Just
She's
all
in one of my favorite movies of all time, which is The Terminator from '84. So there
I
you
was
go.
gonna say, all I ask is that at some point when she's in the Upside Down, that she's shooting a robotic version of Vecna
Yes.
with a shotgun.
Oh, okay.
And one
okay,
arm.
okay. She pulls a Kyle Reese to be the, just shooting.
Pulls
him
out a tactical shotgun and just like shoots a robotic Vecna.
Why don't she rescues one of the kids and says, "Come with me if you want to live."
There
Oh
we
my
go.
God, what's gonna
There
happen?
we go.
She's gonna say, "Come with me if you want to live."
Pull a Kyle Reese, guys. Pull a Kyle Reese. Do it. Do it. Come on.
Do
Do
it
it.
now.
I'm here.
Come on, do it now!
Oh, I love that, Phil. I love that clip, man.
let's move on, guys. So is
Do
your
it on. Do it now. Move it.
do it?
Come on, do it now!
Okay, is your ta-dum me grumbling or
This is
we got
called
the
desperation, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we call desperation in the studio business.
Netflix has announced that they are opening up a pop-up restaurant that will serve food from their from some of their fan favorite food shows like Chef's Table, Iron Chef, Quest for an Iron Legend, and other culinary programming. The restaurant is called Netflix Bites, which is described as an elevated dining experience by the streamer. It will bring in chefs from various Netflix shows to cook some of their delicious-looking dishes and serve them to fans. The pop-up opens in Los Angeles, and the full list of Netflix chefs participating in Netflix Bites includes Curtis Stone from Iron Chef and Quest for an Iron Chef, Dominique Crenn from Chef's Chef's Table. God, I can't speak. Chef's Table, Iron Chef Quest for the Iron Legend, Rodney Scott from Chef's Table Barbecue, Ming Tsai from Iron Chef Quest for the Iron Legend, and Kim from Chef's Table Pizza, Nydia Hussein from Nydia Bakes, or Nadia Bakes. Sorry, I said her name wrong too. Jack Torres from Nailed It, and Andrew Zimmerman from Iron Chef Quest for the Iron Legend. A special dining menu will be created, and even some fan favorite mixologists from Netflix's Drink Masters will be on hand to mix those drinks. Netflix Bites at Short Stories Hotel is going to be set up on June 30th for a limited run in Los Angeles at 115 South Fairfax Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90036. Not like you need that whole thing. The restaurant will be open from 5 to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. On Saturdays and Sundays, it will offer a brunch menu from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So, guys, get that brunch on.
See, what I would want instead of it being the actual true cooking shows, I want it like food from some of the series themselves.
Mhm.
No, I think that's what they're doing. Oh, okay? No, so you mean like something that? Okay.
Yeah, so not these
even
cooking
themes
series.
like
Stranger Things,
Stranger
like-
Things burger, fucking Stranger Things fries, or
You know,
like that makes more sense.
food coming from actual Netflix series themselves.
I would rather, like, if they're gonna do that, it would be like the ice cream from the ice cream shop that they work at. What's it called?
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. Well, yeah.
Hoops Ahoy.
Yeah. So I mean, like stuff like that, where it's like fake food that's in the shows.
Yeah.
I would rather have than it being something that's themed, because it's like,
Yeah.
there's like theme pop-ups, and it's like that's not as fun to me versus like, oh hey, here's a candy bar that you see in this show that doesn't really exist in real life. We made the candy bar, like that kind of thing. I would rather see.
Like with upcoming live action One Piece and Avatar, food from those shows.
Oh God, man! Just imagine getting a whole menu from Ba Sing Se.
Exactly.
That'd be dope. So yeah, guys. James in the chat saying, "Hey guys from Comix, you guys are in LA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You guys should go to Netflix Bites.
Go in and report live for us.
Give us a review. Tell us how much it sucks or how good it is.
Exactly.
All we know is
That's perfect for us.
I don't know if it's gonna be like chefs from their reality shows. Like I don't know. I don't want to have a $50 set of blooming onion or something. I'm good.
Right?
because it's Netflix and they're going to do that because they already charge us $20 a month for Netflix.
And they charge you for sharing your password.
God honest. All right, let's move into the next story here. Go ahead, Cam.
Some monster movie news. With filming currently underway, Deadline is reporting that Giancarlo Esposito is the latest to join the untitled Universal monster movie from Screen 5 director Matt Benally and Tyler Gillette. Thoughts?
Because we don't know who he's going to be, so it's I'm just kind of
Exactly.
reading further down and saying it's currently unknown who Esposito is going to be playing in the film, and with the entire plot of the new movie being kept under wraps, it's anyone's guess how the actor will figure into the plot. I do know that Giancarlo has been really big about wanting to play out of the box characters. So like, or out of the box versions of characters. Like he's made it very clear because like Marvel expressed they wanted him as Magneto, and he has made it clear that he wants to play Professor X.
Yeah.
He has actually said it like on the record that if I could have a choice over anybody, I want to be Professor X, because he wants to do a different take on the character. And it's stuff like that. Like it's going to be interesting to see kind of what he does if he's in the monster verse and he plays a monster. Like what monster is he going to play?
Yeah.
Any thoughts? Actually, Ryan, since you're the movie dude. What do you think? What do you think of Giancarlo Esposito kind of joining this? But then what character do you think he would fit in the mold best for?
Ooh, well, I may call myself a movie buff, but I haven't seen any of the movies that have been hitting theaters the last like 12 to 24 months, maybe even 36 months of my life. But so I guess some people should take my movie cred card away or whatever, my movie critic card, whatever it is. But anyway, hey, I got my movie critic card. I still have a right to have it. Anyway, Giancarlo, he can play whatever character he wants because the guy is a beast. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for decades upon decades upon decades upon decades upon decades. I mean, heck, no one watched this show except me, but Giancarlo, I know you're watching. I remember a show that used to be on a network called UPN. Not many people remember UPN, but on UPN, there was this show that only lasted 13 episodes. It was called South Beach. And he played like a rival hotel owner because it was about this one hotel, but he was like a rival owner, or he was trying to like, take people's clients and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like steal the whales away from this high-end hotel. And I thought he was good in that. And I'm like, dude, is there anything you can't do? Like, you're a beast, man. You can play Moff Gideon, who I want to kill every single time I see you on screen because you're a punk who wants that Darksaber, who's never going to... Well, he had it for 2 minutes, but you're never going to get it again, Jack. You understand me? Belongs to Bo-Katan, not you. But he's so good at these types of things. So I think he can play an antagonist or protagonist. He's going to make it fit. He's going to make it fit like a custom-made glove. He's going to be smooth as velvet. So you know what? Giancarlo, congrats. You got another job. You got another gig. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you because you are a cool dude who loves meeting the fans and loves interacting with the peeps. So the next time I see you at a convention, I look forward to actually meeting you because I've only heard stories, outside of the grapevine. But when I see you at a con, I'm going to have you sign something. Maybe it'll be Moff Gideon. Maybe it won't because you're so good at playing Moff Gideon that I want to punch your character in the face every time I see it. But he's so good. He's so good. So yeah, do whatever you want, Giancarlo, because you're one of the, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And Giancarlo, you're the man right now, dude. So
He really
go
is.
for it.
What do you guys? What do you guys think?
I don't know if anyone can top what I just said, but try. Go right ahead. See, this is what I do as a podcaster, guys. I know how to promote.
Nice. Maybe not one of the monsters, but maybe like Dr. Frankenstein, but not the monster. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He could be Dr. Frankenstein. That wouldn't be a bad thing either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see him doing it. He's the right age. I mean, Frankenstein is a bit older than his creation, so it's like, hey, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And he, that face even, like, that man's deviant enough to make a fucking monster.
Remember the line in the original movie? Crazy. We'll see if I'm crazy or not. Well, he can do that. Like, he can play that.
Absolutely.
So imagine, like, he's not a Transylvanian doctor. He's just the Cuban dude. So there we go.
Yeah.
He's the Cuban dude. He's the Cuban dude.
He's a mad Cuban scientist. That's what it is.
And that's true,
Maybe
James.
he
He was
is
in the
Colombian.
Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing. That's very true.
Or maybe he's actually Colombian, like he is, because he's actually Colombian. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. There's so many different ways to go about this.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm excited to kind of see, like, what he does. The guy has, again, so much range as an actor, but then
He does.
at the time, he talks about, like, lately he's been picking and choosing his roles, and he's been wanting to do more and more outlandish characters because he has too much fun. He said, like, he has a lot of fun. He didn't interview.
Clearly, he has a lot of fun playing Moff Gideon.
Yeah, he did an interview at LA Comic-Con, not this last year. Well, he was there this last year, but the year before, where he was saying, he enjoys playing evil characters, and like his daughters are like of the age now where, like, he's like, his daughters don't realize that he plays like all these bad characters and everything like that. And it's like, he talks about how he's a really nice guy in person, and he's like, he's like, I have to counter all the evil that I play on screen with being, a nice guy in real life.
He is.
And then he scares his daughter's friends, because like his daughter's friends will be like, "Isn't your dad?" And it's like, "Yeah, no, he's a psychopath. He'll kill you."
No, man, he's so good. He's so good. Honestly, he did a TV series. This was an ensemble show. He wasn't the lead actor. NBC did a show called Revolution, back in the 2010s that he was
yeah.
on, and he was like the general of the Monroe Republic, whatever it was. And I thought, you know what, this guy, he's a bad dude, but at the same time, like, he does it for his own reasons. And then at times on Revolution, he was kind of towing the line between good and bad. I was like, you know what? That's good. That's good acting right there. You know, you're a bad guy in the pilot, and you're a bad guy for most of the episodes. But then he can like be like, no, wait a minute, something isn't right here. Maybe what I'm doing is wrong. You know what? You know what I mean? Like it's morally gray with him as a character. So basically, in other words, Giancarlo, because I know you're watching this right now in your comfort of your own home, you're a great character actor. That's what you are. Period.
James in the chat saying
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa.
Oh boy.
All right. Moving on from there, guys.
Moving on.
So getting into some final Carrie news.
I didn't even know this was a thing. Had no idea.
I didn't either. The late beloved Star Wars actress Carrie Fisher's final film, Wonderwell, is finally hitting theaters this month after 7 years of waiting.
Good God. I didn't even know she was in this type of movie.
Right. You know, apparently this is the final movie. I thought Star Wars was her final movie.
Yeah, same here. Same deal.
Passed away on set. So that's why I was like, wow. Nobody kind of like, I don't think.
And then they had unused footage from Force Awakens that they put in Rise of Skywalker.
Right. Mm-hmm. So then, you know, so after 7 years of waiting, right? So Fisher passed away in late 2016, just 6 weeks after wrapping on the fantasy movie. And Fisher leads the film alongside singer and actress Rita Ora.
Wow.
From 50 Shades of Grey. Neil Tiger Free from Servant. Sebastian Croft, who was in Heartstopper. And newcomer Kira Millward.
Okay.
So we have a Wonderopsis synopsis.
Oh God, you and your synopsis.
Oh yeah. Set between contemporary Italy and a fantastical realm, the coming-of-age story follows Violet, played by Millward, an inquisitive girl living in Italy, and her American parents and her beautiful older sister Savannah. When Savannah is selected to be the face of a world-renowned designer, Yana's fashion label, the family travels to an enchanting medieval village for a photo shoot. Neglected and bored, Violet wanders from the ancient Tuscan town into a nearby forest where she meets the enigmatic Hazel, who warns her, and Hazel is played by Fisher, who warns her about Yana's beleaguered stepson, Daniel. Guided by Hazel to a mysterious portal, Violet is offered a glimpse of what her future might hold. Wonderwell is getting a limited theatrical run via AMC in the US with a digital release this month as Wonderwell.
That was a great Oasis song.
I feel like this movie's kind of a modern day take on Alice in Wonderland a little bit.
It kind of does feel like
I'm getting an Alice because she's holding the apple like the Red Queen would, or maybe like the evil witch from the evil queen from Snow White.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland meets Snow White or something like that. Somewhere in between of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me. Or well, you're talking about a fashion thing, so maybe it's shades of Cruella with Emma Stone.
Ooh,
right.
Yeah.
You know, which, you know, I saw that on the streaming service. That was, you know, that movie was all right. I mean, we didn't need it. Nobody was asking for it. But hey, Emma Stone, we love you. We've loved you since, I don't know, whenever your first gig was, because I remember seeing you in one of your early gigs. But it definitely wasn't super bad because that doesn't count. But some of the other stuff that she did, I'm like, you know what? She's a good actress. She's got a right. And look at her now. Like Emma Stone's crushing it on almost everything she's done since like her first gig. So, and by the way, Carrie Fisher, we miss you. We love you. Whenever I get a chance, I'm willing to sit down and watch. Because if it's a fantasy adventure, like coming of age type movie, that intrigues me.
Right.
You know, so I'd be willing to watch it. Maybe we should do it. Hey, Phil.
Would you watch along?
Maybe I don't know. It depends. Depends on what we can do.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I think that would be fun.
We can throw that into the mix if we want. We'll see. We don't have to.
So moving on from here, oh geez, Rick, what are we supposed to do? News. Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is gunning for a new season, and it should be here before long. Following the end of season 6. Sorry, we're at season 6.
Six is good.
We're at 6 seasons, jackass. All right. All eyes were on Adult Swim as behind-the-scenes drama prompted the cast to make over on Rick and Morty. Adult Swim executives have a release window for Rick and Morty season 7. The premiere is planned for September unless any major issues get in the way. Adult Swim confirmed this pattern was done intentionally as it wants to premiere new seasons of Rick and Morty on a yearly schedule moving ahead. So we don't have a release date at the moment, but we know that it should be coming around September. I need your guys' thoughts. Do you guys even watch Rick and Morty? Do you guys know Rick and Morty? Obviously, I do because I'm over here doing Morty's voice, right? But
I know what Rick and Morty is. I know it's a very popular property amongst nerds such as ourselves, but I've never seen an episode.
That's your problem, dog.
Exactly. That's my problem.
The first episode.
That's a huge problem for me. So I've never
You
seen
have Max, right?
but I know it's out there.
You have Max, right? You have Max, right?
Yeah, kind of.
All 6 seasons are on Max.
Great. We'll have to stream it one of these days.
Yeah.
I have like 50 million other things I got to stream. That I'm never going to get
like
to.
me with Hocus Pocus.
Dude, no. The sequel, I don't even bother with the sequel. And honestly, I don't even know why there's a huge following of the original, because I like Hocus, but I don't love it to the point where I worship the ground that movie walks on. I don't get it. I'm pulling a Tom Hanks again. I still don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the obsession with that movie.
I've never seen Hocus Pocus.
Oh, you've never seen it? Okay, well
I've never seen it.
Hey, it's a fun time. You can turn off your brain, enjoy it for what it is. And by the way, Sarah Jessica Parker drops amok, and then she gets punched in the stomach by Bette Midler. It's really that part of the movie is hilarious. But other than that, I'm like, what's the obsession here? I don't get it.
Because it's fun. I mean, that's really.
It's a fun movie. It's got a good cast, but it's like, why is it ranked as like one of the best for some people, not everybody, but why is it ranked as amongst people as like one of the best movies ever made? Like, I don't get it. I wouldn't even put it in the top 50. You know what I mean?
There'll be a third one, right?
Yeah, they did. They dropped the news like 2
one.
weeks. Didn't they drop the news this week or last week that there's going to be, or like a couple weeks ago there's going to be a third one?
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's your problem, dude. Yeah, exactly. Rick and Morty. See, I'm dropping Rick and Morty. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't know why you have so much problems with it, man. It's a decent movie, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine.
Season 7 is coming though, which means we're going to get a lucky season 7 of Rick and Morty. You're welcome.
You got to put it up your butt, Morty. Oh, jeez, Rick.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, jeez, Rick. My butt.
Seriously, man. Like, I think I got it, but just in case, tell me that whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
All right, I'll do the whole thing, but in Morty's voice. Rick and Morty is gunning for a new season, and it should be here before long. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, season 7. Season 7 is coming, which means they're going to make more Rick and Morty Funko Pops. Good for you.
Absolutely.
Do you own the Rick and Morty Pops?
Oh, I have a couple of them.
Nice, good for you.
I've got the Kirkland brand,
Nice.
Mr. Meeseeks behind me right now.
That's the episode I saw.
Oh, is that the episode? Okay.
Yeah, that's the only episode I saw.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
One of these days I got to sit my ass down and watch this flippin' show.
Yeah, or Mr. Poopy Butthole.
That's a good question. Which episode? If I'm going to watch Rick and Morty, what episode should I start with? Should I go to season 1 or just go right into season 2?
Start with season 1 and just keep it going, because like the show is for all of the idiocy, like just all the stupidness that's in the show. It is ridiculously intelligent at the same time. So it's like, it's one of those shows. That's the reason that people love it so much, is because one, it's very intelligent, very smart, like kind of like, one of those shows that kind of goes over your head a little bit, but at the same time, it's like the gags are really funny. Rick is very, he's very nihilistic, and it's kind of like you have this whole thing about like this nihilist, scientist who is like the smartest man in existence, and his grandson who is pretty much an idiot. Right. And it's like, it's the dynamic between the two of them. Right.
Stupid is, stupid does, Mrs. Blue.
Now, also, being that you are a massive Back to the Future
I
fan,
know. It's a rip on. It's a bit of a rip on Doc and Marty. I know.
It's a rip on Doc and Marty. That's the whole thing. Is that the whole thing was them originally started off as a parody of Back to the Future, and then became Rick and Morty.
Yeah, which even more reason for me to watch it because I love Back to the Future so much.
Right. Esteban and Ash, are you guys fans of Rick and Morty?
I have not seen an episode.
Oh, dude, you and I are in the same boat.
Yeah, I haven't seen an episode.
Oh, you saw the one episode though, right? With
I saw the one episode, and then the big wedding episode where everybody fucking dies.
Oh, jeez, like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
everybody dies.
There's a lot of. Oh no, I was saying there's a lot of like they do like pop culture references and make fun of them and things like that.
Nice, I love that.
But then at the same time, like they've created a lot of like pop culture references themselves. So like specifically, there was this whole crazy run where everybody wanted Szechuan sauce.
Oh yeah,
oh my God.
Right. And the
McDonald's.
Right. Well, the whole reason was because there was an episode of Rick and Morty where Rick basically is willing to destroy entire universes to get this Szechuan sauce that was a like one-time sauce that they made for like a limited run for like Mulan. Right. And the whole thing is like, they if you look up on like what Justin Roiland said about it and like kind of what they all said about it, if you made the rush to go because Disney, McDonald's re-released it, did a limited release for it, and they didn't have enough. Like they did like 10 things of it, and like nobody was able to get it, and like people freaked out, and there were like people rioting because they couldn't get Szechuan sauce.
Oh my
And Justin Roiland and like the creators of the show were like, if you guys are going crazy over the Szechuan sauce, you don't understand the point of this episode.
Yeah.
The point of the episode is that Rick cares so much, like he does not care about humanity. He doesn't care about people so much that he's willing to implode and destroy entire universes to get something as trivial as a sauce that tastes like nothing.
Yeah.
And he was saying like Justin Roiland was like, it's not a good sauce. And like McDonald's did like a whole limited run for it. And then like for like a good 3 or 4 months, they didn't realize how many Rick and Morty fans there were. So they did a second run. It wasn't enough. And they like brought it back for a limited time. And it's like, yeah.
And now they have partnered with Wendy's.
Oh yeah, Rick and Morty is partnering with Wendy's now, so they have like these special like Rick and Morty themed Wendy's meals now.
Nice.
All right.
But yeah, so again, it's a pop culture juggernaut. It's one of those things that I know it's like how I am with like a lot of shows where it's like I know I need to watch this, but I'm like super behind. Rick and Morty is one of those shows where you're gonna watch it like. You're going to watch like the first couple of episodes and be like, oh, I'm kind of getting hooked on this. And then you're going to binge watch all 6 seasons and be like, fuck, why didn't I watch this? So with that being said, let's move on to the next story here.
In Jinky news, I know. Can we just skip over now?
Can we skip the last 2 stories and do our outro? Some of us got to get up early tomorrow, man. It's almost 11:30 here on the East Coast.
It's news, man. We'll be quick about this.
Ugh.
The announcement was made for the Annecy
International Animation Film Festival.
By Susanna Makos, the executive vice president of the original comedy and adult animation for Max and Adult Swim. This Scooby-Doo inspired animated series, Velma, officially been renewed for a second season. There's no date yet for when it's coming out.
We don't need this.
Man, no.
I mean, the first season didn't get very good reception. I don't know why they're going into a second season when like so many people hated this. Because I did not I haven't had a chance to see it, but I mean like there was less good that I heard about this show than I heard anything good at all.
Yeah.
Because I felt like a lot of from what I heard, like even people who kind of fit the demographic were saying that a lot of things felt forced.
Yeah.
So, but it looks like nobody really wants to talk about this. So let's. Everybody's just kind of like, let's just move on. I mean,
I'd rather rewatch Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf.
Oh God. But it is news. I mean, it did get renewed for a second season. It is something that they're doing. Like
we can just sweep that one under the rug. Move on.
They do some
No
recovery.
one asked for this show. I don't get it.
Exactly.
I mean, like, hopefully they do some recovery with it. Like, hopefully it's like something where they go, okay.
Is it an R-rated series? Like, is it an animated series that's like raunchy?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Velma is raunchy. Okay. Kind of like what they're doing with Harley Quinn. Oops, I may have skipped ahead.
And we're gonna talk that. I'm actually excited for this because I actually love this show.
I was happy when they announced this.
Yeah, so let's just jump into the next one here. Harley Quinn is getting a season 4, and we're learning about the release window here.
Nice.
So DC Studios may be rebooting their live action universe to include animated projects as well as video games, and it will all begin after the release of The Flash. James Gunn and Peter Safran are planning a massive slate that includes projects like Creature Commandos, Superman Legacy, and The Authority, amongst other massive hits or massive titles. One project will continue under their leadership. Max's Harley Quinn series will continue on with the previously announced 4th season, and we finally know when we can expect to see it hit the streaming service. According to the new press release for Warner Brothers Discovery's upcoming adult animation slate, Harley Quinn is expected to release this summer on Max. So again, it's not a set date, but we're going to be getting it at some point in the next couple of months here.
Exactly.
I'm actually excited for this because
didn't we just get the Valentine's special in February?
Yeah. This is one of those shows that when it first got announced, I wasn't into the idea of this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like in the trailer. I didn't like Kaylee Cuoco's take on Harley. And I was just like, this just doesn't seem like something I like. And then watching the first season, I was like, this is awesome. Like this, it's very much it. The reason that this works is because it 100% does not live in any universe that DC currently has. It is a complete parody. And like, it's not meant to be something like as a serious take on the Batman universe.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot more faithful to comics than a lot of the things that are out there. It takes a much more kind of like comedic take on things, like, so they do a lot of like deep cut comic references, but then they also do a lot of movie references and things like that. Like Bane's whole character is like, I love Bane so much because he's such an idiot, but at the same time, he's such a formidable character. Like season 2, Two-Face is like trying to take over the entire like all of Gotham because Bane broke Batman's back. So Batman's gone, and like he's basically they also show the parallel of him like trying to heal and getting like a very like Batman Beyond style suit, but then getting his legs broken by Bane again. Yeah, and like just like Two-Face is like he's like, oh no, like. They have a Legion of Doom, and they like everybody has like all these like massive chairs that everybody sits in, but they don't let Bane sit in the chairs, and he has to sit in a fucking folding chair.
I remember that episode.
And Bane is like he's such a pushover that he's just like, oh okay, but there's more chairs. There's some good chairs there. Why do I have to sit in this chair? And he's like, because all the chairs are for everybody else, right? You know, everybody else has the chairs, and that's the chair for you. Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. And he just like sits down. He's this massive dude sitting in a like tiny ass folding chair. Like there's just like a lot of like dumbass jokes like that, right? But it's just like, yeah, it's like, you know, there's a whole bunch of like kind of like jokes like that, right? And it's so well done. And then Alan Tudyk playing both the Joker and Clayface is so amazing.
Yes,
because his Joker take is actually really good. But then his Clayface take is like amazing. He's like a straight up thespian in everything that he wants to do. Like every time that he tries to do anything like disguise related, he has to have like these elaborate backstories. And it's like, no, all you're doing is you're just standing there and you know you're taking people's orders to get them in so that way we can sneak Harley into this place. Oh, but I have this backstory and I have this tragic. It's like nobody cares. Like it's really funny. If you guys haven't checked out Harley Quinn, you have to watch it.
You should definitely check it out.
I left off on the one where they go to college, or she goes to a college.
I think. That's
yeah.
I just haven't gotten back to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just started rewatching it again. I finished season 2 last night, and I'm going to start watching season 3 before they release season 4. But it's funny as hell. Like the show is really good.
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch the Valentine special yet.
I mean, because that's a part of season 3 because they held off and broke up season 3 just so that they could do the Valentine's Day special.
Okay.
And I do love that they in season 3 and towards the end of season 2 they acknowledge Harley and Poison Ivy's relationship in the comics. You know, like that's actually something in the comics that's going on. And I like the idea of them doing that, you know. So that being done right there, let's go ahead and move into the next story here. We've got some news specifically about the Batman movie in
the DCU.
In the DCU here. So already playing with 2 different versions of Batman in the Flash and with Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, but now technically 3 because we did get another Bruce Wayne in there. But but now he's going to get to build a whole new version of Batman from the ground up. Flash director Andy Muschietti is officially set to helm Batman, the Brave and the Bold for DC Studios. It was previously reported that he was DC's top choice, and he's a great choice to take on the project. The project is inspired by Grant Morrison's popular Batman comic run, and it will focus on Bruce Wayne's relationship with his biological son, Damian Wayne. Batman, the Brave and the Bold is said to be one of James Gunn and Peter Safran's favorite projects. Superman Legacy is the real launch of the DCU, but with that film coming out in July 2025. The Batman Part 2 comes later that year. James Gunn has confirmed that The Brave and the Bold won't land in late 2025 or in the same 6-month period as that film, which means we'll probably get it in late 2026 at the earliest. Using our greatest detective skills, it seems we're looking at a 2026 or 2027 release for Batman, the Brave and the Bold. Guys, how do you guys feel about, number one, Batman, Brave and the Bold being centered around Damian and Bruce, but then also that Andy Muschietti is going to be the one that's going to be directing it?
Let's start with our guests.
I haven't seen The Flash yet. I'm supposed to see it tonight.
Okay.
But I am going to keep an eye out for the CGI. I don't quite know what that guy has done other than that, but
he did mostly horror films before this, and
he did it. Both it.
Yeah.
Okay. And as long as it's
actually good, just keep in mind it's weird. Yeah. That's the main thing that you're gonna see going into this movie.
I liked the dynamic of was it Son of Batman, where he was like, I want to kill everybody, and then Batman's just like trying to stop, like, we don't kill, like it's over and over, like that's kind of the theme of it. But I mean, I don't know. As long as it's not Chris O'Donnell, Holy Metal Batman, I think I'm good.
Oh God, that was the worst, Dick Grayson. Again, I'm a big fan of this. We've talked about it on the build because we've been doing like best DC Batman animated films, and we talked about
DC Summer Madness.
Yeah, we talked about Son of Batman, and specifically, I brought up I love the relationship between Damian and Bruce and how the two of them together are kind of humanizing each other. You know, so it's like Damian, like Bruce being forced to be a dad is humanizing him more, like he's relating to being a human a little more, and Damian being just a kid that was 12 years old and trained to be an assassin, and all he knows is killing, but at the same time he's like a spoiled brat. You know, he's learning kind of like compassion and learning how to be a human being by being around his father more. So I mean, like I love that relationship between the two of them, and I think that it's going to be a good story as far if they're, especially if they're following Grant Morrison's run of Brave and the Bold. I think this is gonna. I hopefully feel like this is gonna hit.
Yeah,
Muschietti knows how to direct Batman. We'll say that because
yes, he does.
Under Ra's al Ghul, it was kind of like all these people are servants, whereas Batman's like, I'm here to serve all of these people,
right?
By saving them, yeah,
right.
It's good dynamic.
It's a very good thing, like just kind of the way that they do everything between them. So. Any other thoughts on Muschietti taking over for Brave and the Bold?
Oh, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm glad that James Gunn saw potential in him and is giving him a chance.
Right. That's great. So we've got no more kind of comments on Brave and the Bold. Let's go ahead and move into the next one here. So. On to some MCU news. A couple of years ago, it was announced that Scarlett Johansson and Kevin Feige were teaming up to produce a mystery Marvel film project that doesn't involve her character Black Widow. This top secret project is something completely separate, and while we have no idea what this project is, Johansson has confirmed that it's still in the works. During a recent interview with CB, which is comic book, she said, "It is still happening. Yes, it is still happening, but not currently because nothing is happening right now. We're all sort of in this holding pattern as we wait out the writer's strike and potentially our own guild strikes and so on and so forth. Until then, we can be posers, and wait for it in a superhero pose." Do you guys have any thoughts or any ideas on what you think her project might be?
Not really.
Marvel project?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a Marvel project.
Yeah, it's
not
gonna be
really
a Marvel.
sure. Not really sure what she's gonna go with, what project she's gonna be doing. I mean, it's not gonna be Black. At least I don't think it's gonna be Black Widow related. It could be something a little bit different. But I honestly don't know. I'm surprised that she's still going to be working with Marvel ever since that whole fiasco with her trying to sue the Marvel for gratuities for Black Widow going straight to streaming. So,
which I mean, she was in the right with that though, because the whole thing was like,
for sure,
a certain amount, and
no,
you know,
absolutely, for sure, she is in the right for something like that, you know. But it's just, I'm surprised that, you know, it's something like that's still going to go ahead and go through. I don't, like I said, I don't think it's going to be Black Widow related. It could be something a little bit different. I mean, who knows? Maybe it could be a Young Justice thing, or Young Avengers thing. So, who knows?
But it could be, you know, them doing like a show on the Red Room, you know.
Probably.
Oh yeah. Either the Red Room or it could be something with Elena herself.
Scarlett Johansson is Mephisto.
I mean, the hair matches, so
yeah. I mean, she's been there the whole time.
She has been.
No, yeah. I mean, there's a couple of different projects that she could be involved in. And again, depending on what she decides that she wants to produce. I mean, you know, she can produce something that's not like you're saying, that something that's not related to to Black Widow and the Red Room and anything like that. Young Avengers could be something fun to have her be a part of.
You know, this whole mess surprises me that she's still involved with Marvel in any capacity because of what went down between her, the studio, and the release of Black Widow, whether it be in theaters or on streaming, and the deal that they were supposed to have, and then it kind of, I guess, had problems or it fell through, whatever it was. Scarlett, let me give you a reality check. You're a great actress. You're very talented. You've been doing it for years now. You've been doing it for, I mean, heck, I didn't even know you were in the movie North with Elijah Wood back in the 90s, okay? I had to do a triple take to see that was you. But it was real, and it happened. So my point is, Scarlett, you've had some issues with Marvel, and rightfully so. You had every right to sue them, to go right at them and say, hey, we made a deal, but you kind of screwed me over. I get it. But now you're coming back to Marvel. I'm curious. Why? Why? Why waste your time? Why waste your money? You're a very capable actress who can do millions of different roles for thousands of different projects, and you're choosing to go back to Marvel. I mean, to a certain degree, I understand because you've made friends there. You have contacts there. I get that. But there is so much more that some of these actors could be doing. You know what I mean? Like, Scarlett is so talented. She's been that way for a long time. And she's not just one of the most prettiest women I've ever seen in my life. She's a good actress who can rip a guy's head off. That's how good she is. So I don't know what this mystery project is. Quite frankly, I don't care because, Scarlett, I think you're better than this. You're better than this. I don't know why you're crawling back to... Honestly, Marvel is going into the well and looking at these secondary, tertiary, third-rate characters and giving them their screen time. That's fine because they want to evolve. I get that. Right. Me, personally, I don't really care because after Endgame, it ended for me. Like, I'm over the whole MCU thing, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't really care anymore as much as I did 5 or 6 years ago. But... you know, hey, they're moving on. They got all these characters. Marvel has a treasure trove of characters that have been around for 80 years. Dig into that. Use that. Utilize that to your advantage. But Scarlett, why?
I wonder if Scarlett just, like, you know, she had an idea for something, was like, I think this would work. And, you know, because she had the idea for it, is like, okay, well, you know, you can come on as a producer for this because it actually is a good idea.
Maybe, yeah. And the other thing was the whole Black Widow thing. That movie should have happened 1 to 2 years after the first Avengers movie came out.
Yeah. That movie was a miss because it came out at the wrong time.
Huge missed opportunity.
Huge missed opportunity. A long time ago. You know, I don't know why they took so long. Well, I know why they took so long because they didn't have any faith that it was going to do well. But it's like it was a good property that should have been done years before. You know,
project. Could be a million different things. But in the words of Jimmy Crack Corn, sorry, Scarlett, I don't care.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. All right.
Moving on to some Sony and MCU news. Sony and Marvel have announced 2 new Spider-Man universe movies release dates that are headed our way, which are both of which will screen in IMAX. One untitled Sony/Marvel movie is now dated for November 8th, 2024, a date that was previously occupied by Marvel Studios' Deadpool 3 before it was moved up earlier this week. A second untitled Sony Marvel live action movie is dated for June 27th, 2025. No details provided at this time as to which of these films will be, but you may have noticed that the first film is not specific as live action, whereas the second one is. That could mean we are seeing Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse getting moved to a new date, or it could be a different project altogether. Or maybe it's not animated, and we'll see Madam Web get pushed back.
Oh, God.
Live action slots.
Don't need it.
Yeah. The live action slot could also be for Venom 3. Or possibly the Tom Holland Spider sequel, Spider-Man 4, that is in the works. only time will tell, true believers.
Yeah. Again, just kind of getting into the whole Sony just doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I already know the villain in Venom 3 is going to be I'm forgetting his name right now. The symbiote god.
Noel? Kroll?
Noel. Yeah, Noel. The villain for Venom 3 is going to be Noel, and it's just because Sony thinks that they've earned that, and they haven't. They haven't earned Noel at all as a character. They screwed up Carnage royally.
Oh yeah,
that was the worst version of Carnage of all they've done. Oh, so bad.
Okay, because I haven't seen any of the Venom stuff.
Yeah, Venom 1 was like the look and the attitude was good, but like I just the story doesn't work.
Friend Eddie.
Yeah, the story doesn't work for me because like they made Eddie Brock timid, and it's like timid and kind of like scared, and it's like Eddie Brock is angry and viciously violent, and it's like I didn't like the take on Eddie Brock the way that they did him on that. He's not like he doesn't have the confidence that Eddie Brock has that makes Venom, you know, the monster that he is. But then they also don't have Spider-Man in it because you don't have, you know, you don't have Spider-Man inspiring the symbiote to be what it is, right? So I mean, like you don't have all that. Carnage was really bad. They did not follow the Carnage storyline. They didn't really like, get into anything Carnage related. They kind of made their own story for him, and it was really weird. So I mean, like, you know, it could be that. Again, we don't need a Madam Web movie. Madam Web is such a minor character in the Spider-Verse series.
Who's playing her? Do we know who's playing Madam Web? Is it Sally Field?
No, it's Dakota Johnson, isn't it?
It is Dakota Johnson.
Whoa. But stop. Let me stop you right there. Dakota Johnson from the 50 Shades franchise that never happened.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Is playing Madam Web, even though Madam Web is like 180 years old.
Yes.
It's supposed to be an origin story. It's another.
Are you out of your Vulcan mind?
Yeah, it's another
Sony origin.
It's
Dakota
another Morbius.
Johnson doesn't even look remotely
like
close to a young version of Madam Web. Not even close.
Exactly, dude. It's another Morbius. That's all it is. Remember, all these movies from here on out, I'm referring to these movies as another Morbius. Craven is another Morbius.
It's another.
Oh,
Craven is Morbius too. Come on.
Yeah, it's Morbius.
Dakota Johnson has a bit of talent in her, but I'm like, why are you wasting your time with this garbage?
Because Sony is paying her money.
God. Oh, did she not learn anything from being in 50 Shades? Honestly,
no, 50 Shades made a lot of money.
Sadly,
yeah.
Sadly,
it doesn't matter how good it is. 50 Shades that franchise made a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
and Sony is willing to give her a shit ton of money to play Madam Web, and it's like it's pointless. These Spider-Verse movies that are not being done by Marvel are worthless. I'm sorry. I
thought Madam Web was good in the 90s animated show, but that's how I know her is because of that show. See, thank you, Spider-Man from the 90s, because you introduced me to a lot of things in the Marvel universe. Oh. I'd rather just rewatch that. Just rewatch the old episodes of Spider-Man on Disney Plus. Once again, hashtag not a sponsor. I just want to point that out.
James, maybe you're Mephisto.
I think James has been Mephisto this whole flipping time.
No,
because he keeps yapping in the chat about how so-and-so character. And by the way, he did bring up a good point or a good question. If Scarlett Johansson was to jump over to the DC, there is no DC cinematic universe. But if she were to go over to the DC universe of movies, who do you think she could play?
Black Canary.
That's a great question.
I like the idea that you put Black Canary or the Huntress or even Phantasm. I like the idea of her playing Black Canary. The thing is does she want to play essentially the same character that she played? Even though it's a better story development if they do if they properly do Black Canary. But I mean, like, you know, essentially the same character just with the canary call.
I can see her doing Oracle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's put her in a wheelchair, have her at a computer screen all day. Okay. Have her be like mentally messed up from the trauma that she suffered from being shot by the Joker from Killing Joke. That's actually not a bad deal. That's not because I rarely see Scarlet play deep, like dramatic, serious stuff. You know what I mean? It's very rare that I see her do it.
And I'm just thinking, like with the red hair that she had in Black in Black Widow.
She could do it.
Barbara Gordon.
She could play. Yeah, she could play Barbara Gordon. As Oracle, the character of Oracle. I could see that.
So Say Wong in the chat right now saying Morbius 2, but animal hunting. Rhino will be in Craven. Watch. We know that already. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, Rhino shows
up in the trailer. Play Star Sapphire, and I actually think that's a good idea. Right? Make Scarlet a Green Lantern villain. I like playing Star Sapphire.
I would love to see Scarlet play a villain. I never see that. I never see that from Scarlet ever.
But see, like we kind of get that borderline with Black Widow. Right.
I mean, she displayed a little bit of it in Civil War, but at the same time, it's like Scarlet. I want to see you just go all dark. Go dark.
He does a little bit of it in as Black Widow, which is why I'm saying like just her unleashing all of that as Star Sapphire. Even though Star Sapphire becomes a good guy eventually, but I mean, like,
at
this point, put Scarlet in John Wick 5 and 6. Make her the villain.
There we go.
That'd be dope.
I mean, seriously, let's see a 60-year-old dude with long hair and a beard and a nice black suit going up against someone who's had training in Black Canary School. She's been in some other action movies. Like, I would love to see John Wick versus a ultra 9,000 volt of energy Black Widow. I would love to see that.
Oh, God. Speaking of John Wick and 60-year-old dudes being badasses.
He can still do it.
Because we're already talking about this. Let's go on to some gaming news, guys. During the Xbox Game Showcase over the weekend, CD Projekt Red announced that Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty will be launching this September. Gamers will get to enjoy a hard-hitting spy thriller adventure that brings us to a new location called Dogtown. Netrunners will also be able to enjoy new gig types, vehicles, weapons, tech, and more, as well as relic skill tree to shape your V even more. Did any of you guys, any of the gamers in here, did anybody play Cyberpunk 2077?
Negative, sir.
I played Cyberpunk on stream, and that game is freaking amazing. And Phantom Liberty, I'm excited for this because once that comes out, I'm playing that on stream. I'm going to be playing it on stream for sure.
You know what? That is so good, Phil, that you're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. So, I mean, have you guys checked out the story at all, or did anybody play the tabletop game at all?
No, but I did see that Keanu made the rounds recently. Went to a comic book store and he talked to this like 8-year-old kid for like 20 minutes, which is really nice because Keanu's been not rumored, but he's like been known to factually be like the nicest celebrity on the planet, which I think is really cool. So Keanu, if I ever meet you at a con or certain signing event that you're at on the East, for Pete's sake, come over to the East Coast, okay? You're spending way too much time on the West Coast.
And he lives in New York.
Oh, wait a minute. He was in the East Coast recently?
No, I'm saying
he does. Yeah, okay. Never mind. What I meant to say was come down to the Deep South, okay? Just come to the Deep South. That's all I'm saying. Because I live in the South now. I don't live in the Northeast anymore. So just do me a favor. Go to North Carolina. You'll like it down there.
Yeah. No, he has a place in New York because
he does. Yeah, I forgot
a
about
lot of times people see him on the subway and just on the subway, like not like he famously doesn't take like cars.
He gives up his chair on the subway too.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He does that quite a bit. I heard.
It's like he's just generally an awesome.
He's just a
guy.
regular dude.
Exactly. But yeah,
I wish more celebrities would take his approach.
Yeah.
You know what I really wish is Keanu Reeves would get some of our merch. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we got merch, people. Yes, that is.
Yes, we do.
That was my flawless transition right there.
Flawless.
That would be amazing if we could get Keanu Reeves wearing a Distance Nerding shirt. I'd be all for it.
And he would say that, you know what Distance Nerding is? It's breathtaking.
They're breathtaking. Guys, hats. They are $35 each and $30 if you get multiple hats. Now, at the moment, we only have Galaxy Gray available.
Oh, nice.
Phil.
That's not a bad
I'm
color.
wearing
'Cause
it.
The hat I got from work recently is a gray color. It's great.
He's actually wearing the heather
That's
right
cool,
there.
dude. That is a freaking cool hat.
Yeah, so we still have hats available right now, guys. They're $35 for a single hat, $30 if you get multiple hats. So buy one for you and your friend, and you get basically $10 off. With that right there, we also have T-shirts like exactly like Ryan is wearing on screen.
Yeah,
right
I'm representing my friends, guys.
I love it. I love
Friends
it.
supporting friends,
My
Phil.
show.
Which means, Phil, you got to buy some of our merch and
I
support
need
it
a
on one of
nerd
your
culture.
episodes.
I 100% need a nerd culture shirt. I need to
You got to get
one.
on that, son.
I'm gonna need you to send me the link, man.
All right, I will. I'll take care of it.
But we got shirts, so you can if you want to get a shirt, all you got to do is DM us at Distance Nerding on your social media of choice. We'll get your size, we'll get your shirt reserved. $20 if you're local to Sacramento, $25 if we have to ship it to you because it's basically paying for shipping. Now, brand partnerships. We do have a partnership with a little company called Lucharillas. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, head over to lucharillas.com and get yourself a Lucharillas shirt. They have shirts, they have bottle openers, they have, if you guys are familiar with bump boxes, they've got the bump box with the Distance Nerdarilla on it. Bump boxes, basically they're pagers that are Bluetooth speakers, and they're amazing. Depends on how you grew up, because I used to keep a pager on my hat. That's how you know I was a kid that grew up in the city. And that's it right there, guys. So again, head over to lucharillas.com. I'm going to put that in the chat here. If I can highlight it without highlighting everything on the screen. And there we go.
There we go.
So that's our merch right there, guys. If you want to get some Distance Nerding merch, again, hit us up. Let us know what you're interested in. Give us your address. We will get everything paid and shipped out, and I'll get you taken care of, guys. Now the schedule. We got to talk about our schedule here. We'll do this really quick. Schedule for Distance Nerding right there on the bottom of the screen. Mondays, we got game streams from 8 to 12. I'm currently playing Jedi Survivor, trying to make my way up to the door technician so I can lose to him 1,000 times like I did on Monday, because Monday I lost to what was his name? Whatever the Jedi villain that's in the game. I fought him like 1,000 times because he kept hitting me. He kept one-shotting me, and it was terrible.
Oh,
it was really bad. Yeah, I was getting visually frustrated with it. Tuesdays, the download, the show you're watching right now from 6:30 to 8:30, and sometimes a little bit later, like we are right now. And we talk news, rumors, reviews, all that kind of fun stuff, guys. Check us out if you haven't already. Of course, Thursdays, The Build from 6 to 8 on Twitch and YouTube. Come and hang out with your boy Young Phil as I build Lego on stream. I'm currently building Carl's house from up on stream right now, as well as just hang out with a bunch of nerdy friends. Cam frequents the show. We've had Ryan on the show before in the past. Comics, we need to get you guys on the show at some point just to have a bunch of fun talking comics and things like that. But we basically do brackets on what's the best. Right now we're doing best
DC Summer Madness.
The DC Summer Madness. And we're basically doing a bunch of DC related brackets, as well as do interviews with like celebrities and comic writers and things like that. Guys, come and check us out, hang out. You can interact with us, and you get to ask questions to your favorite celebrities on the stream. So get that going right there. Now, guys, let's get into this section right here. We're going to get into some pluggables. I need you guys to give me your pluggables. Okay, pluggables are anything you need to plug. If you got a show coming up, if you've got of course all three of you guys have podcasts, anything that you guys want to put out in the ether, let the deserving audience know. Ryan, let's go.
All right, so first of all, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun, and clearly some of you guys are high as a kite on energy, especially you, Young Phil. Oh my God, you gotta put in some decaf there, baby. But anyway, my name is Ryan of Nerd Culture. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Check us out at Nerd Culture Channel on YouTube. We do a show called And I Quote every week. It's normally on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time, where we interview content creators of all shapes and sizes. Got a new episode dropping on Friday that's going to be live with comic book creator Brian J. Lambert from Wingless Comics is going to be on with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a movie anniversary watch along coming up next week. We're going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Rookie of the Year. Nice. Rosenberger, Garden Hoser. Yeah, so Rookie of the Year turns 30. We're going to be celebrating that next week. Maybe Phil will show up. I don't know. But we got a lot of things coming your way very soon. We talk about all things nerdy, movies, TV, comics. It's all great because nerds rule the world, and being a nerd is fun, and we want to help you embrace the inner nerd within you. So check us out. We got all the great things coming your way because you're going to like the way you look after watching or listening to our content. I guarantee it. Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Beautiful. Esteban, go ahead and give us any pluggables you got, man.
Yeah. Again, just to reiterate what Ryan was saying, thank you guys so much for having us on the show. It was a pleasure. It was fun to do this. Looking forward to doing this a lot more often with you guys and with other shows that are on the network.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, every Thursday we are live. We go ahead and record live every Thursday. We are live on TikTok and Twitch for our comics episodes. So yeah, every Thursday you guys check us out. We are on Comix at Comix Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming due. Ash and I and a few others are Luis and a few others are working on putting some skits together. So if you guys like some comedy, you guys like to laugh, you guys go ahead and check it out.
I dig it. Ash, you got anything different from Esteban here?
Yeah, on Mondays under comics, when I host, as I said, when we play games, it's a chance for the comics audience to play the games. No pun intended, Triple H. Also
play the game.
So it's all within the same channel, so it's the same follow. And then also, like you, we also play Luis plays, but we do comic plays. So it's comic plays Jedi the Last Survivor. I think he's playing. I'm playing the WWE 2K game. And I think and I just got the Miles Morales game. So
yes.
I'm more the guy that like waits till it goes to greatest hits, so I'll get 6 games instead of like the one game and then find out it sucks. So when you brought up Cyberpunk, I was like, well, I'm waiting to see if it's, you know what I mean? Like, once it's under greatest hits and it's going to be $30 or something, then like I'm down because I can get something else with it. But yeah,
that probably won't happen until, because they just announced that they're working on the sequel right now, so that probably won't happen until the sequel actually comes out.
You sold it well enough that I'll probably look into buying it, to be honest.
It's good, man. It sucked at first because of all the bugs and the glitches that they had, but once they fixed everything, the game's amazing, man. It's really good. Especially if you're into RPGs, it is really involved as far as like the way you can build your character. So
okay.
Yeah. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am. I'm your boy, Young Phil. Distance nerding, of course, everywhere that we got going on that now. Oh, shit. Hold on, Cam.
Hey, it's fine. I'm part of distance nerding now anyway, so.
And that's the whole thing, is because you're like you're here as a part of distance nerding. I was like, wait, you have your own stuff. Hold on. Plus.
Yeah, I do. So you can catch me on Instagram at KimCosplay0. That's where I'm most active. This weekend, my workplace is hosting the last Anime Oasis here in Boise. So I actually get to work for 2 days and make money. So you can see me there. I will be finally updating my all of my con schedule and stuff tomorrow. So be watching out for that. You can always catch me in the Nerdington Post or here on Distance Nerding.
Boom. All right. Now we get into this, guys. Have something you want to discuss. Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in our Facebook group, The Distance Nerdington Post. Now, I say it every week, guys. All you got to do is head over to distancenerding.com. On the top left-hand side, there's a button right there that says join the taco party. Ladies and gentlemen, you can join the taco party. That is the best way. That is the best way to support the show. Makes it so that we can keep attempting to entertain you guys badly and continue doing that. So, guys, you can join the taco party. It does help out, goes a long way. It makes it so we can continue doing shows, we can continue doing live events, and that we can continue buying prizes to give away to everybody. So, with that, guys, connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Discord,
OnlyFans,
MySpace, GeoCities, Black Planet,
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans is only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals.
It's always the quiet ones.
I know, right? All at Distance Nerding.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can email us if you want to tell us how much you hate Distance Nerding and the things that we do here, or if you want to tell us that we are doing a great job. Of course, you can send us an email at insnerding at AOL.com. And guys, we will read it on air. If you send us an email, we will read that on the show, and we'll give you some love. Right there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. Thanks, and keep nerding together. Now, I did not warn you guys on this real quick here, Ryan. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but we do something at the end of the show here called the dance party.
Oh, wow.
And essentially, when the theme song plays, all you got to do is grab something and make it dance on screen. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get this going. And Cam is going to show you guys how it works. So,
hey, I have some of those Funko Pops. Maybe not that. Great.
Don't worry. Part of my vast collection is Stranger Things, so I got very lucky with getting this Eddie.
Distance nerding.
this is how James ends up on the show when he's not here. It's just
Phil, you still haven't sent me his glasses.
I got nothing. I'm a terrible dancer. I'm terrible at this.
Thursday.
I'm terrible. Hey, it's Ralphie. I remember that show. Oh my gosh.
That's Chucky.
Chucky, Ralphie, Chucky. I don't remember anything anymore. It's Chucky. I'm so sorry. It is Chucky. Yeah, I got nothing. Estee and I are just sitting here like, what are we supposed to do now? What's my line?